I'm Sandra, and I'm just the professional your small business was looking for. But you didn't hire me because you didn't use LinkedIn Jobs. LinkedIn has professionals you can't find anywhere else, including those who aren't actively looking for a new job, but might be open to the perfect role, like me.
In a given month, over 70% of LinkedIn users don't visit other leading job sites. So if you're not looking on LinkedIn, you'll miss out on great candidates like Sandra. Start hiring professionals like a professional. Post your free job on linkedin.com/recommend today.
It's one thing falling in love with a house, and quite another navigating the world of negotiating, mortgage lenders, and finding the budget that works best for you. Guidance from an agent who's a Realtor can make all the difference, because that's who we are. Realtors are members of the National Association of Realtors.
Without the ones like you, who work tirelessly to keep things running, everything would suddenly stop. Hospitals, factories, schools, and power plants, they all depend on you. No matter the weather, emergency, or time of day, you're the ones who get it done. At Grainger, we're here for you with professional-grade industrial supplies. Count on real-time product availability and fast delivery. Call, clickgrainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
What's up?
Well, it's what's down that's got my attention.
Oh?
You know, look at that long snake.
Snake? Oh, traffic. Those are cars.
I know they're cars. I'm being metaphorical. If I were a human, I'd ride that Bel Air airport or shuttle. Look at it. It gets you to SeaTac quickly. You can sleep, look out the window, be productive, and it's in the HOV. Hey, maybe it stands for heading on vacation.
Bel Air Airport or Shuttle with 8 round trips daily. Click airporter.com to book your trip today.
What's up? It's your boy, the Ted Smith from the Men's Room. And did you know I have a podcast? Well, I do. The Podcast. New episodes uploaded every Wednesday on the Odyssey app.
Unfortunately, what you're about to hear is real. The members of this radio program are simply not that bright, or what some people would call educated. They are merely stupid. They're not trying to offend anyone on purpose. And all have played doctors on TV. You have been warned and are cordially invited to join the party. This is the Men's Room.
Forget it, man, and get with the countdown. Get with the countdown. Shake this square world and blast off for Kicksville. The trippers, the grasshoppers, the hip ones, all gathered in secrecy and flying high as a kite.
This is the Men's Room with Miles and Thrill. You know what they say, shake your radio more than 3 times, and you're playing with it. You're listening to the Men's Room.
And away we go. Welcome to season 19, episode number 4084. Along with Steve the Thrill Hill, the Ted Smith, and Mike Hawk. And two, we're in the Men's Room. On tap today, the return of Who Sucks Less. We will play Profile This. Plus headlines, a Men's Room shot of the day, fun with listener emails, and everyone's favorite, TV Time with Ted.
Clack, clack, drinking it down.
All right, here we go. A pet owner realizes their dog ran off to try and join a terrible Chicago football team.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, a man says he is willing to forgive a man who shot him, where the peaches make the cream. Sad man who stops to buy a crummy salad wins $1 million in cash. A bank robber wants to get a pizza after taking the bank stash. And Pasadena police are looking for thieves who keep stealing their street poles. The poles in downtown Pasadena with lights on them. The ones on the streets. That is all coming on today's very special episode of The Men's Room.
And now, here's the question.
Hola, bitches. Good day to you and yours. All right, in only 2 days, this coming Friday, KISW will celebrate our 5th annual Seattle Rock Day, where all of the music played will have Seattle roots or a strong Seattle connection. But that's not the actual point of Rock Day. You see, the point is to work with Smash and raise money for Seattle musicians to get access to health care. So how are we raising money? I suggested beating up old ladies at the ATM. They said no. So instead, we're having an online auction, which you can check out at KISW.com. But one of the items up for bids is a package that includes a Dunlop Firefly Crybaby wah pedal and a vinyl copy of the album Brighton, both of which are signed by Alice in Chains guitarist Jerry Cantrell. Seems kind of cool. And we're thinking that, well, this one might fetch a pretty penny because seemingly Jerry Cantrell paraphernalia, it's worth committing a crime for. And we say this because last weekend, somebody stole his blue dress G&L guitar. That would be the replica of the exact same guitar that he used to write and record the album Facelift. Now, we take it personally because it's also the guitar with our station's logo on it. I mean, just that's straight up why we care so much, man. Cool guitar. He's got the stickers. He actually physically came here to get the stickers to put back on his guitar. Yeah, somebody stole it. But I guess we shouldn't be surprised. People pretty much steal anything that can be stolen. In Pittsburgh, someone stole thousands of Yamir Yager bobbleheads. In Florida, a guy wanted to impress his ex-girlfriend, so he stole 2 lawn ornaments and gifted them to her. The ornaments, by the way, were plastic cranes. And in case you're wondering, no, he did not win her back. And in Southern California, as Miles said, well, they're stealing vintage bronze street light poles. Because, again, people steal anything and everything that can be stolen. And today, we want to know what you have stolen or has been stolen from you. Because if you're alive, it's happened. So today's question, quite simply, is what was stolen from you? Or what, maybe, did you steal?
To be part of the big show, call 206-803-ROCK. You can like the Men's Room on Facebook, follow us on Twitter and Instagram at Men's Room Live, and send your emails to the Men's Room at KISW.com.
There are any number of reasons you might consider selling your home. That's where an agent who is a realtor comes in to navigate the process to sell your home in a way that's right for you. Because that's who we are. Realtors are members of the National Association of Realtors.
Without the ones like you, who work tirelessly to keep things running, everything would suddenly stop. Hospitals, factories, schools, and power plants, they all depend on you. No matter the weather, emergency, or time of day, you're the ones who get it done. At Grainger, we're here for you with professional-grade industrial supplies. Count on real-time product availability and fast delivery. Call, clickgrainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
At Metro, get an iPhone 12 with 5G and a dual camera system for $99.99. Take amazing pictures and share them instantly. And don't put up with life's yada yada. Yada yada. Like photo bombers. Zoom, crop out, yada yada. And bye.
You don't take yada yada in life, don't take yada yada from your wireless provider. Get iPhone 12 with 5G with no activation fees and nada yada yada. Only at Metro by T-Mobile. Switch to Metro, bring your ID. This offer isn't available for customers currently at T-Mobile or that have been with Metro in the past 180 days.
The debauchery rolls on. You're listening to The Men's Room with Miles and Thrill. 99.9 KISW.
Oh, tell us, away we go. Welcome to season 19, episode number 4084. What a large and in charge program we have for you today. Guaranteed future repeat, the exciting return of Who Sucks Less. Steve, I don't know how you do it every week, man, but you find people in the news doing bad things.
It's hard to do.
And you take 3 stories, and you pit them up against each other. It is up to us to determine, out of the 3, which one sucks the least. How are we looking this week on Who Sucks Less?
I told Ted earlier it's gross. I mean, it's bad because it's Who Sucks Less, but let's keep the stuff inside of our bodies to ourselves. I'll put it that way.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Who Sucks Less? Oh, a little programming, here for you. Not really programming, but more or less a little bit of party we're throwing for you on Sunday. If you're in the South End down near Auburn, join us at the Muckleshoot Casino for a day of afternoon drinking. Sunday fun day it will be, as we will be at the Muckleshoot from 2 until 5. It is absolutely free, and your chance to try the brand new Men's Room IPA from Black Raven Brewing. So hopefully you can stop by, get an hour or two, just
why not,
hang out with us, man. Our buddy Glenn Cannon and the Damage Done Plan.
Oh, you're doing well.
Hopefully we'll have some Men's Room beer brats from Woolies. No word on that yet, but we're working on it either way. Just kind of hang out with us for a day of drinking and good times, man. Men's Room World Tour, stop number 2 for 2024.
Looking forward to it, man. The Galaxy Ballroom,
Yeah.
It's a nice room. It's an awesome room, man. It's right in the middle of the casino.
Temperatures are looking good for the weekend, too. It's supposed to be sunny and 60 and a good day on Sunday.
Ryan Castle looks like he has something
What do you got?
important
You got
to share.
Updates?
Yes, sausage. Yes, salsa.
Yeah, all right.
It's done deal.
Yes, both. Yeah.
Have you tried the sausage yet?
It's a beer brat.
A beer brat, I know.
I enjoy a beer brat. I have not had your.
No, we haven't either. Yes, we're looking forward
to it. But the
doing
reports have been good. The people that have had it go, this is great. And I'm like, I'd like to know.
We should. Somebody should talk to Mike.
I looked at
get on that.
I looked at 2 places today and couldn't find it. It was 2 different grocery stores. I went to the organic grocery store to get my vegetables.
Well, here's good.
Really?
We can all try it for the first time together
That's
on
right.
Sunday.
Yeah,
dang
all
right.
right. Then I had to go to like the Fred Meyer to get Tide Pods, So I looked in both locations.
You really go to the organic store for vegetables?
Dude, I can
They're
walk down there. It's right by the gym. I know it. I just buy them.
I know, but you got to stop saying all the time. We went through this for years.
What's that?
He would always go, well, they don't sell it at my grocery store. Like, you go to a fancy little grocery store.
Right.
There's a lot of stuff they don't sell in
No,
there.
nothing. Like
That's right. Never want. They only sell healthy
You can't
stuff.
get like Heinz ketchup.
Right.
I mean, if you have.
You can get
I don't know
ketchup.
that it's all healthy, but it's organic.
It is. Right.
Okay, so like if you buy a cleaning product there, it won't clean.
All right, won't work.
If you buy toilet paper there, someone's already wiped their butt with it.
Right.
It's just been recycled. Like everything is like, you can't just like have like bleached toilet paper. It's got to be brown.
My issue is the deodorant. I tried.
All those different ones.
Like Burt's Bees or something?
Yeah, or Tom's or whatever, but I feel like I kept having to reapply it.
Well, you got. It's like, look, there's antiperspirant, but we're looking for deodorant.
Yeah.
I don't mind if people say I'm sweaty. I don't want them to say, please stand 3 feet away.
Yes. Again, the party is this Sunday. Again, it's from 2 till 5 at Muckleshoot Casino. Please stop by and hang out, do a little gambling, have a little fun with
why
us.
not?
I don't know if for any sports on. If you want to do a little sports gaming beforehand or whatever the deal is, it's all there for you.
They have a sports
That's a Muckleshoot.
Yeah, I was like, they have a sports book. I went in there last year. We got there a little early.
Yeah, what was the game? I think it was hockey. And actually, the Kraken were
in
doing
the
well.
playoffs.
Yeah,
Oh, right, yeah.
At that
So I
point
put
in time.
I put a bet on just total goals.
Did you win?
I can't remember.
Then no. I feel like if you win, you remember the wins. Because
Probably even if it was a win, though, it was only $5. I was like, I don't know, I'm driving back down.
My buddy won a couple $100 in the slots. I'm like, you do this to me every time.
Oh, really?
Every single time. It's like $250. I'm like, hey, this is unbelievable. So Sunday, that is going down. Friday, it is Seattle Rock Day, and Seattle Rock Day is back. Our annual celebration where we reflect on Seattle's amazing music legacy for a full day. It is the 5th year. The idea is to make a little money for our friends at SMASH. That would be Seattle Musicians Access to Sustainable Health Care. So what
How
they
many
do,
different iterations do you think they went through before they came up with Smash?
I think it's
No,
memorable.
I think it's
Yeah.
great. It is. But what I'm saying is you got to come up with something cool. There's probably like hash. Well, we can't call it hash. Smack. Dude, don't call it smack. Smash. We got it.
So they provide medical, dental, mental health services, and more for free or at a very low cost for the area musicians in our community. So they do a hell of a job. We've got a number of things up at KISW.com that you can bid on. One of those happens to be what I think is the top prize. A tasting with us at Black Raven Brewery up in Woodinville.
It's easily the best one.
Hanging out for an hour or two and just drinking beer. No smoking beer. We're just hanging out.
And look,
No bells and whistles.
Well, Miles will pay for all your food at the food truck.
Great. Hey, I tell you what, those nachos were great.
Yeah.
Last time we were up there.
I did not get any of it, but I could
was
smell it as
fantastic.
Kyle and BD were wolfing it down next to me.
Yes. So we'll have a bunch of that. And she brought up the Jerry Cantrell trail stuff from.
He's got the Crybaby Wall Pedal, which is cool. Then his album Brighton, but he signed the new one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And I'm like, well, that's cool.
Yeah.
But, unlike doing the beer tasting with us, it's not like Jerry's going to hang out with you. It's just a signature.
Well, that's
all I'm saying.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, there's a couple items from Duff McKagan. There's a lot of cool things up there. So if you're a fan of Seattle music, probably something there that you could bid on. And again, we're going to try to raise as much money as we can for Smash on Friday. Now, speaking of Jerry Cantrell, he is the reason for our question today. And if you've been on social media, Jerry Cantrell put this up this morning. And it says, missing guitar. Unfortunately, over this past weekend, we believe that Jerry Cantrell's original blue dress G&L guitar was stolen from his car in either L.A. or San Bernardino Highland. It is pictured here and was encased in a black G&L gig bag. They've got the serial number available. They say if you've seen the guitar, have any information regarding its whereabouts, there's some contact info there. Please contact us immediately, offering a reward to anyone who can help us locate this guitar. We sincerely appreciate your help. Now, as far as we are concerned at KISW, not only is this a legendary guitar based on the fact that some of the most iconic Alice in Chains albums, songs were written and played on this guitar.
Yeah, it's his go-to guitar.
But also in the guitar were 3 original KISW rock stickers. Now, there's a bunch of other stickers on the guitar. The backside has a Soundgarden Louder Than Love bumper sticker.
Right.
But there are 3 rock stickers in the front. So much so that when, I guess they were thinking about redoing this guitar and giving it to Jerry so we'd have a couple extras on the road.
It's his signature guitar now. So the company, once you sign up, this is my signature guitar, obviously, they produce it and they give him the first one. It's all his specs, the pickups are the pickups he wants, the neck position, the frets, everything's what he wants. So it's a replica of this original
guitar. Yeah. And he came to us, 5-6 years ago, maybe?
Around there.
He was just looking for the stickers. And believe it or not,
seriously, he had to reach out to Castle, like, hey, man, because I want to replicate the original guitar, I really want the rock stickers on there, but the rock logo had changed slightly. Well, Jerry wasn't having that. Jerry's like, yeah, but I don't want your new rock sticker, man. I want what I had on my original guitar. So Castle, believe it or not,
he got it done.
Yeah, he got it done, man.
He got it done with like a stack of them. Like, how many do you need? So gave those to Jerry.
I think Jerry's like, I need 2, but Castle's like, yeah, well, they start at like 50, man. So.
Yeah, exactly. So we gave him a bunch of stuff. Which, man, that's one thing. Maybe it's just the nostalgia in me and how old I am, but man, I love collecting. Radio station stickers going.
Absolutely, man.
Yeah.
Who didn't? Well, maybe they don't now, but as a kid.
Even when I first got on the air, I remember getting letters from around the world. Believe it or not, people saying, hey, could you just mail this your bumper sticker to me to, wherever the hell they were. Africa, England, Australia, wherever people were writing in from.
We tried to get the Old Boss Hair Club, A.E. Dave. We said, hey, man, why don't we do some bumper stickers? And I remember he said, man, nobody cares about bumper stickers. And I remember my thinking is like, look, I know what you mean on some level, but the flip side is anyone who's on the road, when you drive, if someone has a bumper sticker, you read it. You might not like what the message is, but you can't help it. If people put information, you read, my God, coexist. I don't care. You ran a marathon.
Listen.
I don't care, but here's the thing. But now I know because I read it on your car. So
the man who hates bumper stickers. All right. Anytime that he would get like a new album from a band or they would send some stuff in, they typically would add a sticker on with that.
Yeah, of course.
Dave's entire refrigerator in his office was covered with nothing. You couldn't even see that there was a refrigerator underneath.
You couldn't name the company that made it.
Of bumper stickers.
Who cares about bumper stickers?
Well, you do, obviously. You keep all your food in it.
Yeah.
But either way, we do have some Men's Room IPA Black Raven Brewery stickers floating around.
And I might have seen them around
everything. Might have seen them around town.
Yeah.
I'm trying to get more of those and hand them out. But either way, Jerry, one of those stickers.
Stop sticking them around the neighborhood. Tired of getting asked.
Yeah. Are they bugging you about it?
Yeah.
It's me.
I know. I was like, Thrill talks about it. It's obviously him.
Yes.
Just happen to live in the same general area.
Right.
Hey, man, did you put this sticker here? Like, no. I'm as shocked to see it as you are.
I'm the one doing it. I openly admit it.
How old is how long has Jerry had this guitar?
Facelift came out, 89, 88?
All right.
Around then.
Do the quick math on that. So
but he's probably had it longer
almost
than
50 years.
50.
Oh, how much?
50.
What year did you say?
50 years.
No, 30
That
years?
is your math.
30 years?
Jesus H. Christ, man. It came out like 89 or 90.
90.
So he had it
it's the same
before
age
that.
as me. It's 33 years old.
All right, but he had the guitar
But he
before
had to have that. He had it before that.
You think he had it for 17 years before that?
No, I don't believe it.
I don't think he had
maybe
it.
40 years.
Yeah.
I'm just exaggerating.
I'm going to say he did not have enough money to buy that guitar 17 years
Yeah, but
before
this
that
is also
came.
his baby.
It is. Yeah, it absolutely is.
You know what I mean? As far as just something that's been with you all your life. I don't know how many musicians can say the same. I know they found Paul McCartney's guitar, which was a left-handed bass.
Is it the one kind of looks like a violin?
Yes,
sort of?
exactly.
Yeah,
It's been missing for 20, 30 years.
Where the hell did they find it?
They found it when they were cleaning out an attic in a home where the parents had passed on or moved into a home.
How did they verify that it's his?
I believe they took it to a record store to see if it had any value. And when the guy
looked at the
looked
serial
at it,
number and said, Jesus.
and they looked it up, and for whatever reason, like, okay, so I believe they have returned that to Paul McCartney.
Okay, real quick question. You can read into my character on this, but I own the record store, pawn shop, whatever. You bring this bass in, you're just getting rid of it. Right? It's just part of my parents' junk that we want to get rid of. Is it worth anything? The first thing I do is look at it. I'll give you $50 for it. Then I look at the serial number, and I realize this is Paul McCartney's guitar. Do I tell the client that? Do I say, what?
No. It depends.
Hell no. Absolutely not.
What is the etiquette?
I'll give you $50 for this bass, and then I will reach out to Paul McCartney and get the $12,000 or whatever the hell he's going to pay for.
Right.
Is that dishonest?
But he's not. I don't believe he had to pay for it. I believe they returned it to him as the rightful owner because it was stolen.
Ooh, well.
So that's
Paul
called
McCartney,
that's a ransom, is what you're talking about.
Okay, then I'm that guy.
Yeah, that's right.
At the end of the day, the value of something like that is in the eyes of the beholder.
It absolutely is.
Okay, this person who doesn't know what it is, yeah, I'll give it to you for $50. I don't care.
you are more than willing to pay for that $50.
Correct.
Pay $50 for
Because
that
I know that's Paul McCartney's bass.
Somebody else. Look, would you pay $1 million for Michael Jackson's jacket?
No.
But somebody did.
Somebody absolutely.
Right. Well, but here's the
that's
thing.
how pawn
Superman's
shop.
coming.
I mean, it's basically like a pawn, right?
That's exactly it.
I'm sure. I mean, they don't intentionally do it, but there's got to be stolen stuff in there.
Of course there is.
Well, this is the equivalent of like storage wars or whatever they call it, where they buy a storage container
and find out what's in there.
And they hope that something is valuable in there. I don't believe that this was a hit. I don't believe that someone knew exactly where that guitar was. Like anything else, you take advantage of the situation, I guess, if you're a car thief, and you just take whatever you believe to be valuable out of the car. So they don't even know. I would doubt that they know what they have.
You know what annoys me? Speaking of basses that disappeared or were stolen, we played a gig with Buck Cherry all those years ago. And when they packed up to go, they have roadies, they have a bunch of cases and all that. I had put my bass in the case backstage. They grabbed everything. So I realized that it had gone on the road with Buck Cherry. Then what they did when they realized it is not their bass player's bass, they actually took it. It's not here anymore. Bass is Northwest. It plays exclusively for bass players. Can't imagine why it went out of business, but exclusively for bass players. And
not a chicken sight.
Well, the thing is, and actually all the times I went in there, I saw one, and I think she worked there. But anyway.
She played the bass.
She played the bass. Yes, she played the bass. My wife spotted it, sends me a picture and says, "Is this your bass?" I'm like, "Yeah, that's my goddamn bass." So the thing is, Buck Cherry inadvertently stole it, but I had to buy it back. I already bought it once, but then there's
Was it more expensive the second time?
No, it was not more expensive because it was a used.
Did you tell the guy, this is my bass, I'm buying it back?
I did, but why would he believe me? You could tell me that.
All right.
Right. And you still got to spend.
Okay.
It wasn't a ton of money, but I'm like, I have bought this same
I will
bass
call
twice.
Buck Cherry right now.
They'd be like, bro, we don't know. It was just some bass that wasn't too cheap for our band, right? And so we sold it back.
Original case included?
Did I get the case? I don't remember if I got the case, to be honest with you, but I got the bass back.
That's amazing that you got the guitar back at all.
It's almost insulting because they're like, it's beneath us.
Yeah. I think the one that stung me the worst was been here for like 10 years maybe, did not have a car. My wife had a car.
Yeah.
But, if I needed the car, I could use the car. But that just depended on her schedule. What's Monday through Friday? No, I took the bus every day, whatever. So I buy a scooter. And I'm very excited to buy a scooter because it's been a long time since I've been on two wheels. I didn't want to do anything too dangerous. Only had to go about 3 miles to work. So I bought a 50cc
I thought
scooter.
the scooter somehow was even more dangerous than if you just got a motorcycle.
Well, it's just a matter of the speed.
Right.
If it's 30 miles an hour downtown, that's safe traveling more so than.
But the direction of the grates on the street.
Oh, my God.
You don't think about it in a car.
Well, look,
you're on two wheels.
There's a reason they call the Fremont Bridge the cheese grater. So,
Yeah.
because if you
Yeah,
spit on that
Powder
in the
Bridge
rain,
sucks.
that's the last thing that you ever want to do on
Yeah.
two wheels is get into a groove like that. But I love that thing, man. And I was able to actually. It's amazing when you get into the scooter lifestyle, just how fun it is being downtown. People circle around everywhere looking for a place to park for whatever reason. You can drive a scooter on the sidewalk and park it in front of the front door of McDonald's, and
Nobody cares.
They don't care.
I would go to Sounders games on mine.
Oh, yeah?
And literally just drive past the cops and park it right next to the station. And then nobody cares.
Seriously.
Really? You're. If you have a 125, they care.
Right, that's a little
on
different.
a 50cc, basically, the only person you're going to injure is yourself.
Yeah, and they don't care where you park it.
Yeah,
that's the difference. They don't go and tow it. It's
right.
It's an incredible phenomenon that I discovered. So I love this thing, and to the point where I put about 10,000 miles on it.
Damn,
which is a lot of miles.
On a scooter.
For a scooter, and of course I kept my helmet inside with my gloves, and it was a rainy day, and I walk outside. I already got my helmet on, and I got my gloves on, ready to walk out the door. I put my scooter right in front of my door. I walk out the door. The scooter's gone.
Yep.
And I really like this scooter. For whatever reason, it was just like, this is my baby.
Sure.
This got me. I could put in less than a gallon of gas, whatever the price was, and get 125 miles
right.
to one tank of gas. I mean, I could not even believe it when I need to pull over and put gas in this thing. And not only that, but I could sneak it into the parking garage at work by driving it around the barrier and then parking it in the motorcycle parking. I got indoor parking.
You ride around
I got
the
all
barrier.
this stuff all every day. I mean,
They finally wised up to it. But I'm with you. I did it.
Until I were going to say something, I'm like, dude, I'm only taking up like 5 feet by.
Yeah, why does it matter?
2 feet. I'm parking by the bicycles.
Right.
They park here for free. Who cares? Yeah, I walked outside and that thing was gone. I was devastated. So probably a week later, the police found it in the U District. It had been, I could not believe it when I saw it. So you had a really nice case on the back where I could put stuff in. Now that's a milk crate. I'll put together a couple bungee cords, Front lights are like turn signals gone. Like they obviously laid the damn thing down. I got half a mirror gone. Things punched out. My guess is I did not lock the wheel.
Probably.
Or they just came and picked the damn thing up.
Right.
And
both of those are reasonable.
But lo and behold, it all became, it ended in a good way because I ended up getting a Yamaha, which is a much better bike. Yeah. And it's much more powerful. I wish I drove it more, but either way, I got a nicer scooter now. So our question, what was stolen from you? Or maybe, what did you steal? 206-803-ROCK.
Looking for a job is lonely. Endless searching, phone calls that go nowhere, applications that vanish into thin air. What if you could link with dozens of local companies who are hiring right now with just one connection? That's Express Employment Professionals. Find us at expresspros.com. One connection, endless opportunities, and no fees ever for job seekers. Express Employment Professionals. expresspros.com.
eBay Motors is here for the ride. Remember when you first saw the potential? And then through some elbow grease, fresh installs, and a whole lot of love, you transformed 100,000 miles and a body full of rust into a drive that's all your own. Look to your left. Look to your right. It's official. No one's got a ride like this. There's nothing else that sounds like, feels like, or looks like the set of wheels in your garage. With over 122 million parts, you can make sure your number one ride or die stays running smoothly. So there's no limit to how far you can take it. Brake kits, turbochargers, engines, exhaust kits, roof racks, LED headlights, bumpers, whatever your baby needs, eBay Motors has it. And with eBay Guaranteed Fit, it's guaranteed to fit your ride the first time, every time, or your money back. Plus, at these prices, well, you're burning rubber, not cash. Keep your ride or die alive at ebaymotors.com. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply. This episode is brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Whether you love true crime or comedy, celebrity interviews or news, you call the shots on what's in your podcast queue. And guess what? Now you can call them on your auto insurance too with the Name Your Price tool from Progressive. It works just the way it sounds. You tell Progressive how much you want to pay for car insurance, and they'll show you coverage options that fit your budget. Get your quote today at Progressive.com to join the over 28 million drivers who trust Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Price and coverage match limited by state law.
9.9 KISW. The shenanigans continue. This is the Men's Room with Miles and Thrill.
Our question, what was stolen from you or what maybe did you steal? 206-803-ROCK. Steve, did you hear about the update?
The update.
Oh, yeah.
The update too?
Our question of the day.
Yeah.
No.
The face is sulfate. No pun intended.
The missing guitar. Owned by Jerry Cantrell, the original blue dress G&L guitar. G&L being what company?
Just G&L. I don't know what the G&L stand for, but that's the name of the company.
All right, okay.
Gun in Love.
Apparently,
Gun in Love, yes.
According to the first post, was either stolen from his car in L.A. or San Bernardino. It was encased in a black G&L gig bag. They say if you've seen the guitar, have any information regarding its whereabouts, please contact this number, offer a reward, anyone can help. Apparently, Jerry just posted, I can't hear the audio on this.
I listened to it.
Because it was on my Instagram account in the studio. What did he say exactly?
You're going to play it? Basically, he's like, it wasn't stolen, it was misplaced in transit. I'm recording an album. They were doing photo shoots.
Jerry.
He goes on for about a minute and a half kind of talking about how other people have had them stolen. So that's why.
Yeah.
And I firmly believe he thought it was stolen.
I believe he believed it.
Yeah. Of course.
But it wasn't. And it wouldn't be the first. Remember, we had Ben Shepard from Soundgarden years ago. He had his own studio somewhere. Remember, someone broke in and basically stole all of his stuff? Yeah. And he's a grumpy dude by nature, but he was pissed when he talked about that.
Anybody is. I mean, it doesn't matter if it's your personal stuff or not. There was a group up on Capitol Hill, and they would collect stuff for parents that didn't have enough money to take care of their newborn because it's expensive. The formula, the diapers.
Right.
Somebody broke into there and stole all their stuff. So we did a full day on the air just trying to get back enough money
diapers and baby formula,
replenish all the things that you name it, bottles, the whole deal. So but they were devastated. Like anything else, like if I walked into work and found out that someone stole the KISW van, I'd go, damn, man, that's something.
That's kind of funny.
That's wild. Well, surely we'll be able to find that unless they paint it. But
actually, one of the best thefts I saw of KISW merchandise, I think it was the first year we ever did Red Fest. And this was down at the old Elysian in Georgetown, but where the party was, there was kind of a pedestrian on-ramp right there, remember?
Mm-hmm.
So they had this big-ass 30-foot wide banner
right,
hanging from this thing, right? But it's probably 75 feet above us, and you couldn't get there in less than 40 seconds at a full run, right? So the party's kind of winding down, and I'm standing there with one of the promotions guys, and he just goes, God damn it, I don't know what's going on. And I follow his eyes. There's a couple guys up on the bridge. They're untying the banner, rolled it up, and sped off. And I said, man, don't even get mad. That's fantastic. He felt differently than I did. But I'm like, that's awesome. I mean, if you're going to steal something from us, that big-ass banner.
Go big or go home.
Pretty cool.
We had never had a bigger banner than that.
Yeah, I was like, man, that's
the biggest banner we ever had. I don't even know where you could put the damn thing.
I mean, I would say theft that I've done
mainly
is, a lot of it is bars.
Bar glasses?
Like bar glasses.
Sure.
Or, this is bad. At a certain bar in Ocean City, they had a very it was a piece of sports memorabilia. And me and a guy I had met in the bar earlier that night, I was like, man, you see that thing in the bathroom? There's only like 200 of those. Like, that's pretty cool.
What is the thing?
You know what's sad? I can't even remember.
You can't? Oh, man.
I just remember before we left, and I had met him that night. It's like me. It's like I got family members there. So it was like a group of us. And he was I don't know. I don't want to call it the branch of service, but he was an intense dude.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. So as we're leaving, he's like, oh, hang on, man. Runs to the bathroom, and he comes out, and he's like, pulls it out of his pants, and it's like, go.
Right? Yeah. I think the last thing I stole was last week.
What did you steal last week?
All right. So I went down.
You gotta stop saying all right like that.
I went down.
It already sounds like it's bad.
No, it's not. It's not bad at all. I went down.
You stole it. It is not good.
Yeah. I went down to the Oregon coast for a week, and basically I just went down there on a solo trip, playing golf and going to different restaurants and stuff. And typically with me, I just go sit at the bar because I'm a single. Why not? Just go up there. Better service for me. I enjoy the bar scene better. So I'm always sitting at the bar. So I might have been in one restaurant. Maybe this happened. Okay. But the only bar stool open was not really it wasn't really a wait station. It was like toward the end of the bar, and it was more the condiments, the hot sauces, the napkins, the silverware, all the accoutrements, so to speak, which you put on the table and all that stuff. Salt and pepper shakers, all that. And I got a beautiful piece of salmon and a side salad and a couple other things. And the pepper grinder that they gave me, for whatever reason, ground the pepper better than it was more of a thick, coarser pepper grinder.
It was worth stealing, in other words?
No, I did not say that. But the pepper.
You did not say that.
The pepper taste. I also got some French fries. And I put it on that. And the pepper just tasted delicious. I was like, man, it was just the way it cracked.
So it must be the grinder, not the pepper.
It was the grinder because of the way the grinder was grinding the peppercorns. All right? It was thick enough, but it wasn't too thin. It wasn't dusty and powdery. It was real nice and big, chunky things.
Right.
There might have been like 12, 14 of them beside me, matched with their salt shakers.
Sure.
For the tables. And I thought, man, they don't need all those pepper grinders. So I might have.
What size was it?
It's a small one. It wasn't like a big. It wasn't like a really nice. It's not the kind where the waiter or the waitress asks you if they can put pepper on.
Because they know you'll steal those.
This one was about 2 to 3 inches tall. So it was a little tiny pepper grinder. And typically I just buy the ones you throw away, like from McCormick.
A little plastic.
Yeah. This one was a wooden one. And I don't know, man. Just something about the way it grinded. I couldn't help myself.
So you just stole it?
Yeah, pretty much.
He stole a pepper grinder.
I've been using it for the last week. It's fantastic. All my food, I've been using it.
Kind of oddly ironic. I'm out of pepper.
Are you out of pepper?
I love putting pepper. I put pepper on everything.
Me too. That's what I'm saying.
And then yesterday, I'm like, come on, pepper.
Now, see, the ones I buy were normally disposables. Now I got to buy a container of real peppercorns.
I feel like you go through the pepper quicker than you go through the salt.
Agreed. Agreed.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
But I was just thinking to myself, golly, I did steal something last week.
Of course you did.
No, I don't do that on the norm. That is not
You just did it last week. You did it 1 week ago. I don't do it on the norm, but for today's question.
I can't remember anything I've stolen before that lately.
Grapes?
That's been a long time. I mean, I go to the grocery store a lot. I don't steal grapes every time.
Not every time.
But I got a pepper grinder.
You did get a pepper grinder.
Yeah. Thank you, McMinimans. Our question, what was stolen from you or what maybe did you steal? 206-803-ROCK.
Oh, they charge your ass next time you go down there. We listen to your show online. You owe $7.55.
They have them in the area here,
That's true.
If you're looking for a good pepper grinder, I'm just saying.
If you work at McMinimans, get Miles' picture and post it and say, do not let him in.
Do not serve this man.
Yeah, do not serve this man. Or don't offer him pepper. How about that?
It's not that they offered a pepper. He was just sitting next to him.
That's a good point.
Right. I'm guessing it was not the chattiest seat, so somewhere through the meal, he's like, I'm stealing it.
Right? Well, yeah, exactly. Then I put it in my room, and whenever I order a pizza or something, just when I was chilling out at night, not going out,
delicious. I've turned into one of those old men.
What, pepper?
Pepper on the pizza.
Pepper on it.
Yep.
I remember my grandfather doing it. We're like, that's so weird. Now I'm like, I need pepper for this pizza.
Yeah, my dad used to do it. Now I do it. Is that an old thing? Is that what happens?
I guess.
You get old, start putting pepper on pizza?
My thing is,
I end up putting pepper on everything now. Like some stuff, why am I putting so much pepper?
It's not that I don't find ground pepper. I know it has its place.
Yeah.
As far as gravy or things like that. But traditionally, when I'm cooking now, nothing but ground pepper. I'm blowing through it like that. I'm a pepper.
With this handy new pepper grinder.
That's right.
Speaking of finding it weird, and now you do it later. I've started doing it on salad. I love fresh ground pepper salad. It was the weirdest thing.
Yeah, that's where it started.
Right in the restaurant, they'd come over, fresh ground pepper for your salad. Like hell no, dude, give me some doggone ranch.
I taste the first bite of the salad. I'm like, oh my god, this is amazing pepper.
It's great.
And then I put some pepper on my salmon with a little bit of lemon.
Oh yes, sir.
Lemon pepper. What was stolen from you, or what maybe did you steal? 206-803-ROCK.
There's a reason it's a wing flavor.
Yeah. Hello, Daniel. Welcome to the men's room.
Hola, gentlemen. Happy afternoon.
Hola.
So it was my Nintendo DS. It's basically a Game Boy, but an upgraded version. It stands for dual screen, and my ex-girlfriend stole it from me. I had thought that I had lost it when I was up in Seattle doing a job because I had my backpack stolen from me. But lo and behold, we were kind of trying to get back together, and I dropped her off at her place. She was like, I got something for you. And so she walked in, came back out, and had my DS, and I'm just like, do you know how long I've been looking for this?
How long had she had it?
We had broken up 2015. We were kind of seeing each other again 2019. So she had it about a good 4 years.
So was she a gamer, or did she take it because of spite?
I honestly don't know, but what really gets me is that I had two of them, and while we were together, I had told her if she wanted anything from me, if we ever broke up, just tell me, and I would give it to her. Don't steal anything from me. Just tell me, and I will give it to you.
Well,
so
technically, she
really
made good on your promise. She just cut out the middleman.
That feels spiteful.
It does feel spiteful. It absolutely is spiteful, but still, I would never tell someone, hey, if we break up, just tell me what you want, and you can have it. That would be the biggest untruth I could tell someone. Right. No, I want all my hoodies back. That'd be I'm doing a hoodie check before you walk out of technically all of my hoodies are stolen. Yes, it's my wife. Yes, I know where they are, but one, I tell her you're going to put boob prints in it, which she thinks ridiculous. I'm like, look, you have boobs. I don't have boobs. You have big boobs, man. You're going to stretch out the front. Can you please not do that? But this woman called me at work one time to ask me where the Black Label Society hoodie was. And I said, it's on me because it's mine. She said, well, I planned on taking the dog out. I said, well, you're not going to not take the dog out because you don't have the hoodie. Just grab one of my other hoodies that inevitably you have taken from me. It's amazing.
I still have one I love, but I let her wear it, but I thought I was going to see her again. Never did. So we only talked a couple more times. So it was like, yeah, at this point, you stole that hoodie.
Right.
Was there anything on it, or was it just the fit?
No, it's what was on it. It was an awesome hoodie.
Yeah.
I don't want to say.
So my roommate,
she was hot.
My roommate also played football when I was playing football, right?
Yeah.
So we go down to the Gator Bowl. This is 1989, and they gave us all these just great gifts.
Sure.
And typically, you can get like some gray sweat clothes to work out in at the facilities building. Basic stuff. They gave you shoes, but they were turf shoes to wear. I mean, you could wear them around campus, I guess, but they were meant to play football in on AstroTurf.
Also, I just want people to know, like, with the day and age you're talking to, like, everybody didn't walk around in matching sweatsuits.
Right.
No. Like, it's so common now, but, like, it was basically sports teams. So, like, those things were awesome.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, let's people know I'm on the team.
Champion, grays, stuff that lasted a pretty long time. So, anyway, my roommate, Joe Ruth, He had one of his best friends was his Uncle George.
Okay.
And Uncle George was a younger brother of one of his parents.
Yeah.
So Uncle George wasn't too older than we were.
All right.
So he was, if we were 22 years old, 20 years old, or whatever it was, he was probably 25, 26.
All right. Okay.
So they'd run together, growing
Yeah.
up, even though that they were, uncle and nephew. Anyway, so when we got down to the Gator Bowl, they gave us the sweetest Adidas gear you've ever seen. Gator Bowl embroiled, like the logo of the Gator on there, like the sponsor Mazda and all this stuff. And I mean, it was the nicest leisure athletic suit that I'd ever had. It's Adidas. It looks like Run DMC stuff.
Right.
Zipped up. I mean, this is nice stuff. So we were fired up about getting all this cool gear. Anyway, long story short, get to the spring game, which is probably about 3 to 4 months after we played in the Gator Bowl.
Yeah.
My sweatsuit had gone. It was gone. Like, it just disappeared from my apartment. Now, we had parties there and everything else. I'm just like, someone stole my damn Gator Bowl, get up and all this.
Yeah.
And I was pissed. And I was like, and my roommate Joe still had his, but he was a big dude.
Right.
He was like 6'5". It was extra large. Mine was just a large.
Sure.
So mine was more practical for someone to steal. So I'm like, looking for this thing everywhere. I go to Dan Nealon, the equipment manager. I'm like, do we have any more of those? He's like, no, man.
No.
That was from the Gator Bowl. He's
Right.
like, I did not buy those for you guys. They were given to us by the bowl
Yeah, it's a
committee.
gift.
Yeah, and the other team got the same ones in their
Sure.
cars. He's like, I don't have any extras. And I was like, oh, man, that was my favorite. Like, that, I really wanted to keep that. That'd be one I never throw away.
Sure.
Anyway, 3 months go by. And we're playing in the spring game, which is you're just playing against each other.
Mm-hmm.
They just basically divide the team in half, and they bring in a few thousand people go and watch the game just to see what the team will be like maybe in the fall, right? But family comes in, so Uncle George comes in from Scranton, Pennsylvania, which is where he lived, and Joe's family came in as well. All right, so I'm looking up in the stands and talking to Joe, and he turns around and he goes, "Hey, Uncle Georgie! For some reason, people in that area of Pennsylvania have kind of a New York, kind of a more New Jersey
Oh, yeah,
accent.
for sure.
So he's like, Uncle Georgie! Georgie stands up and waves, and I look. George is wearing my sweatsuit.
You think he stole it, or do you
Joe
think
stole it and gave it to his Uncle Georgie. And he didn't tell Georgie not to wear it. He gave it to him as a gift.
So George doesn't know that
It's
this was
been
yours.
stolen, so he does not know that he should not be wearing this in front of me. And of course, all the family comes down on the field afterwards because that's part of the deal. Whatever, your dog, your kids, whatever, you bring them all down on the field. Everybody kind of hangs out, takes pictures and crap because you're not going to see each other for the summer. Like that's the final farewell, whatever. And Georgie comes up and gives me a big hug. I'm like, you are wearing my sweatsuit. And Georgie's like, no, man. He's like, hey, man, Joe gave it to me, man. Ruthie gave it to me as a gift. He said he got it at the Gator Bowl. I'm like, he did not get it at the Gator Bowl. He got it out of my closet. And Georgie's like, oh, man, I really like this, man. It's really, really nice. I'm like, Georgie, just keep it. just keep the damn thing. But I got it ripped off by my own damn roommate.
That is funny. I like that move.
What was stolen from you, or what maybe did you steal? 206-803.
I mean, look, even when I was a manager my senior year for the basketball team in DeMatha, at that point, the basketball team was a Reebok team, right? Because Coach Wooten had been sponsored by Reebok forever. But in the equipment room, I mean, you talk about shoes, right? Because we had all those Iverson shoes,
right?
Wristbands, had anything you wanted, we had in there. So I ran a little system where, like, if you needed somebody else to help you, maybe with a subject, toss a couple wristbands or whatever.
All right.
There was even some teachers you could carry favor with if you gave them a little gear.
For real?
Oh, yeah.
All right. What kind of favors did you get from the teacher? Like, hey, man, maybe that C is a B.
Yeah.
Hey, you know what?
You also got to remember,
it's real world.
I mean, just small little grades on stuff, and then we would always play in this tournament up not that far from where Miles grew up in Cumberland, Maryland, right?
Mm-hmm.
Then you go up to and those people, you were like rock stars up there. So I mean, after that last Saturday night game, I mean, I remember me and Dan, we kept going down the lobby, and we would sell DeMatha gear for like $20-$30 a pop.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Jesus, man.
Oh, and also, not only that, but we had just gotten brand new Nike turf shoes, which looked a lot more like normal shoes at this point.
Yeah.
All right, they were high tops. They were very cool. We could not get those yet because we were kickers and punters.
All right.
And they had special shoes that were lower for our plant foot, and then for our kicking shoe was a different shoe. So it was actually a cleated shoe. So we could not get those yet from the equipment room until we got our standard wear. And then if they had extras, they'd give us the ones, because those were like for the linemen and the other guys. All right, if that makes sense?
Yeah.
They were still cool shoes. You still want them.
Yeah.
Georgie's wearing those.
Yeah.
I mean, they were crisp. Like they came out of the box. I'm like, where did you get those? Joe gave them to me. I'm like, so he stole them from the equipment room.
Damn.
What was stolen from you, or what maybe did you steal? 206-803-ROCK.
At Metro, get an iPhone 12 with 5G and a dual camera system for $99.99. Take amazing pictures and share them instantly. And don't put up with life's yada yada.
Yada yada.
Like photo bombers. Zoom, crop out,
Yada yada.
and bye.
You don't take yada yada in life, don't take yada yada from your wireless provider. Get iPhone 12 with 5G with no activation fees and nada yada yada. Only at Metro by T-Mobile. Switch to Metro, bring your ID. This offer isn't available for customers currently at T-Mobile or that have been with Metro in the past 180 days.
Looking for a job is lonely. Endless searching, phone calls that go nowhere, applications that vanish into thin air. What if you could link with dozens of local companies who are hiring right now with just one connection? That's Express Employment Professionals. Find us at expresspros.com. One connection, endless opportunities, and no fees ever for job seekers. Express Employment Professionals. expresspros.com.
A lot can happen between falling in love with a house and owning it. Having an advocate who can help you navigate negotiations, timelines, inspections, and more can make all the difference. That's what the expertise of a Realtor can do for you, because that's who we are. Realtors are members of the National Association of Realtors.
It's one thing falling in love with a house, and quite another navigating the world of negotiating, mortgage lenders, and finding the budget that works best for you. Guidance from an agent who's a Realtor can make all the difference, because that's who we are. Realtors are members of the National Association of Realtors.
This episode is brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Whether you love true crime or comedy, celebrity interviews or news, you call the shots on what's in your podcast queue. And guess what? Now you can call them on your auto insurance too with the Name Your Price tool from Progressive. It works just the way it sounds. You tell Progressive how much you want to pay for car insurance, and they'll show you coverage options that fit your budget. Get your quote today at Progressive.com to join the over 28 million drivers who trust Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Price and coverage match limited by state law.
Look around. You can find cars like these on AutoTrader. New cars, used cars, electric cars, maybe even flying cars. Okay, no flying cars, but as soon as they get invented, they'll be on AutoTrader. Just you wait. AutoTrader.
Hey, Whatcom County, the holidays are over and lots of Americans are financially drained. Luckily, Bayside Coin and Jewelry pays top dollar for scrap gold, jewelry, and gold, silver, or platinum coins. If you have a pile of old jewelry or a stash of silver dollars, bring them into the store and see what they're worth. Or visit PacificRimCoins.com/calculator to get an instant quote using our free scrap calculator. That's PacificRimCoins.com/calculator for an instant quote.
What's up? It's your boy, The Ted Smith from The Men's Room. And did you know I have a podcast? Well, I do. The Podcast. New episodes uploaded every Wednesday on the Odyssey app.
99.9 KISW. We return to the men's room with Miles and Thrill.
A question: what was stolen from you, or what maybe did you steal? 206-803-ROCK.
Hello, Frankie. Welcome to the men's room.
Hola, bitch, hola.
Hola.
Well, yeah, yesterday I went to my job site and I was working out in Red, and I'm a general contractor. I guess on the job site, walking to the customer's house, I noticed the deadbolt was unlocked. So I'm like, okay, all right. Look upstairs, and I noticed the lights are on. So me and my helper walk inside, and I noticed all my batteries for my power tools are gone. My little, what's it called, Bluetooth radio. And this started getting worse and worse as I started going through the house. Basically, they got me for about, my paint sprayer, you name it. Everything that was in that house, they got their hands on.
And I guess you probably don't have it insured, do you?
I do, thankfully.
Oh, you do. So what was a total haul?
We're looking at around $5,000.
Damn, man. And all because the owner of the house? Do you believe it was the contractors? One of you guys that did not lock the door, or was that his his responsibility?
No, so I am the GC. I took Monday off, so I'm thinking somebody probably went there Sunday night, and they popped the basement sliding door open.
Okay.
And they went in and ransacked, just run through everything.
Now, is this a place? Is this place obviously under construction?
I mean, you got paper in the windows, yeah, so I guess it kind of does look like it.
Okay.
I mean, I kind of think it was a helper that helped me out for a little bit that I had to let go. I can't point fingers. See how that goes. But I do have the neighbor's camera footage that I'm getting from them. Hopefully, we can recognize somebody's car because that'll help, Right. I mean, I'm insured. I'm getting everything back anyways.
But still, it's just the point. It's a violation, right? You can be insured. You get a home insurance, your house burns down.
Well,
yes, they'll rebuild your house, but it doesn't make you feel any better.
Is there a silver lining? Are you getting better things, or did you have some pretty good stuff?
Well, I mean, I'll get new stuff. It's going to work out. Maybe some of the stuff that they took I don't use. So it's kind of like selling the stuff, but, still either way, it still stings.
Now, will this make you lenient ever, or Larry, to leave your stuff at another location ever again?
Definitely. I would not do that again.
I wouldn't either.
My buddies are razzing me about there. Oh, you never leave your stuff at a customer's house. I'm like, thanks for the input, guys. But that's how it goes, man.
Okay.
That's life,
Well, good luck, man.
Nowadays.
Hopefully you'll figure out who did it.
His friends did what everyone does. If you slip on the ice and fall down, people say, be careful. I'm like, well, I know that now.
Yeah.
I know that now. Thank you.
What was stolen from you, or what maybe did you steal? 206-803-ROCK.
Hello, Jeff. Welcome to the men's room.
Hola, bichola.
Hola.
So, I was getting out of the Marine Corps in 92, and I'd started already checking some stuff in, had about a month left, and they had a practice exercise where we had to go out in the field, come up, and they're like, hey, man, we need you to go. And I'm like, you really don't. And they were like, no, we really do. So I had to even check some more gear back out that I'd already started to turn in, and I was pretty pissed off about it. So I had the opportunity. I was in communications, so I got to go around kind of everywhere. And me and this other guy had a chance to go into the officers' area, and we stole a general's star and a colonel's, and a colonel's bird off of their uniforms that they had, like their flak jacket and their helmet.
Yeah.
And, we pocketed that, got out of there. And in the old, you keep your cleaning gear of your rifle in the butt of your rifle. So we put it way in the butt of the rifle because we figured they were going to probably start tossing gear looking for it because it ended up being kind of a big deal.
Yeah, you don't say.
Yeah. Those guys just, pretty much devoted their life to serving. So why would anybody disrespecting them by doing that be a big deal? But as a 21-year-old kid, I didn't think of it like that.
Well, of course not.
I'm like, oh, man, you guys going to make me come back out in the dirt? You guys suck. So they ended up making us all toe the line, and, they were shaking down everybody. And then, of course, there was the on-the-spot promotion if anybody was to find it, in air quotes. But me and the other guy kept our mouth shut, and we didn't tell anybody until we were back. And then when I got back, I actually stole the nameplate of my my lieutenant colonel off of his door. And, hey, Ted, I don't know if you've looked at your text, but I sent you the photo of all three of those things that I took in 1992. Yeah.
So you still have these things?
Oh, yeah.
You can't give them back, those things, once you steal them.
Well, yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Would you get in any trouble now? I mean, if the military, they're like, hey, Jeff, we understand you stole this, this, and this. Would you get in any trouble, or they'd be like, enough time's passed, we don't care?
I'd like to think that enough time has passed, but,
Yeah, don't think that way, man.
Well, probably a civilian's not allowed to own that stuff, right?
Oh yeah, man. I mean, I'm sure it's all good at this point, but it was
I'm talking about someone who's never been in the military.
Right.
Like if I had that. Is that like the postal, equipment?
If you did not inherit it.
No, I mean, right. I
have
my dad's stuff. I mean, you go to Army Navy surplus store and find stuff.
You generally won't find general's medals.
That's what I'm
stars.
saying. That seems like a different level of, not like a camo hat.
Hey, man, but I like the go big or go home theory with you, man. Damn.
What was stolen from you, or what maybe did you steal? 206-803-ROCK.
Talk about how people change. Jeff is a very responsible, good dude.
Oh, yeah.
Like he said, it took me a second to recognize his voice, and I'm like, oh man, he does have. Every time we get dinner, I'm like, man, you got some wild stories.
But he made a good point. I'm 21, and authority told me something I don't want to hear. Yeah. F them, man. And then looking back, like, yeah, I probably shouldn't have done that. But I like that he kept them. Hello, Todd. Welcome to the men's room.
Hola, Bejolas.
Hola.
How you guys doing today?
Doing excellent. Thanks, man.
Awesome. Well, I have a good story. It's I dropped my car off at a Jiffy Lube down in Tacoma, and I walked on over to Fred Meyer's to just kind of wait for it. On my way back, the attendant at Jiffy Lube's yelling at me like, "Hey, your guy came and grabbed your car." I'm like, I didn't have a guy with me. And while I'm yelling at this attendant, I look over in the turn lane right in front of the Jiffy Lube. I see my car, and I'm pointing at it, and the guy sees me pointing. So he proceeds to pull in, pull out, just banging into cars, trying to make room out. So I run over there. I ended up trying to beat him out of my car. He has his foot on the gas. And when I pull him out, his prosthetic leg flies off. And the guy in the truck gets out and says, "Hey, he's handicapped. What are you doing? He's had enough." Yeah. He looks down at his vehicle, and it's all messed up. So he starts kicking the guy too. Comes to find out, the guy that was kicking him is the guy is the Seahawks mascot. The guy that wears the
Blitz?
The guy that wears the bird suit.
Yeah. I don't know him. I only know Blitz as a mascot.
Right.
Yeah. This is years ago. I don't know if it's a different dude, but
probably
he ended up giving me tickets to a Seahawks game so we can reminisce, drink a beer, and reminisce about the situation.
What about the guy without the leg now? Did he say, like, give me your leg back and you can have your truck, or
Well, it was an off-duty cop that came and arrested him. Apparently, he was just like a homeless dude that was having all kinds of problems in the area to begin with. Last I heard, that he was back then was in jail for a minute.
All right. Now, how does that work with insurance? So technically, your vehicle did the damage to the other vehicles. Granted, you're not behind the wheel. So did that affect your insurance rate at all?
No, it did not. The funny part is, the manager of the Jiffy Lube came out, and he had enough nerve to try to say, "Hey, fella, guess what? The oil change is on us."
Thanks,
man.
Thanks.
Yeah, good looking out.
I'm telling you what, there must be something about just anything with automobiles, as far as theft, stealing, everything like that. My buddy got into an accident. They towed his car to an impound lot for a while because it was not drivable. Within 5 hours before he went back, all of his stuff was still on his car. Like his bag, it had his laptop in it, all that stuff. I was in an accident. A woman hit me 3-4 months ago, maybe. Yeah. Okay. So I take the car to the body shop, and they're like, "No, we can't keep it here because someone will steal it." I'm like, "Oh, like this?" And they're like, "Yeah, we can't keep it here. So until we get the parts, we're going to move it someplace else in a secured area. And then when we get the parts, we'll bring the car back." So then I go and rent a car, and they pick me up at the body shop. And the guy says, "You cannot drop our rental car off here."
At our location.
At where the body shop was, where he dropped the car off for me. You can't leave the car here. You have to bring it back, and then we'll shuttle you back when your car is ready, and you'll get the car. Fine and dandy. So I do all these things that they asked me to do. Last week, I get a flat tire. I'm in Tacoma. I go to Les Schwab to try to get the tire patched, right? Real quick?
Yeah.
So this happens to also be the day of Washington State where they're taking studs.
Right.
The tires
you get done with your winter tires.
Exactly. That weekend. So they're booming.
They're packed.
And the guy in front of me in line, he's got a trailer. and he just wants to get like one wheel done, or I don't know what the deal is. And guy says, well, my trailer's here. Can I just leave it? And this is a Tacoma. Guy's like, hell no. He's like, do you want to keep, do you want the do you like your trailer? Do you want to keep your trailer? You know, like, no, you can't leave it here. He's like, I'll schedule you an appointment. You got to bring it back tomorrow. He's like, you can't leave anything in this damn parking lot. And I'm just sitting there thinking to myself, I've heard this story before.
Right.
Like, something about
I like the opposite.
Some
hey, man.
auto place. Like, no, don't leave your car here. What was stolen from you, or what maybe did you steal? 206-803-ROCK.
Hello, Justin. Welcome to the men's room.
Hola, gentlemen.
Hola.
So I got my 2 Zunes stolen on 2 different occasions.
Your Zune. Oh, like the iPod alternative thing.
Yeah, the Microsoft one.
Yeah.
Yeah,
okay.
no, I had the Zune HD, which was the touchscreen version. So the first time that I got it stolen was my uncle came down with his with his son-in-law, his not son-in-law, stepson. There we go. I took him out to a movie. We saw How to Train Your Dragon, and then him and my uncle went back up to Canada. I go back into my Golf, and my Zune's stolen.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like, great, this little turd went back up north. I can't say anything because I'm like, oh, hey, they stole my Zune. He's like, can you prove it? I'm like, well, no, but it was here. Now it's gone. So hindsight, my parents were like, hey, how about we split the next one? So I was like, okay, cool. So then I ended up getting the next one, upgrade the storage a little bit. So that was a bonus. And then a few years later, I got into a car accident. I was rear-ended at 45. And like Miles was saying, I got it towed to a yard. And out of there, they stole my Zune, my sub, my amplifier, a couple textbooks for school, and I forget what the last thing was. Oh, right. I had about half an ounce of weed in there, too.
Well, I don't blame anyone for stealing my weed, right? Because I'd be like, look, I'd steal it from you too. But because you know it goes to good use. They're not going to fence it.
Yeah.
But the other side, I feel like if your car is going to be towed, you almost want to make a deal like, hey, man, before you tow this thing away, let me take my radio out. Anything that's inside of my car, let me take it out.
Oh, no. Hindsight, I'm like, no, that's exactly what I would do. Because what was it? My sister got her car broken into. All they did, they broke into her car because she had a pack of cigarettes sitting on the freaking seat, and they took some change. So they literally broke her window out for a pack of Marlboros and like 20.
Okay, hey, be easy. I'm a Marlboro Red speaker. I understand.
Hey,
they're a fine cigarette.
Be a Marlboro Red guy. I love Marlboro Red.
Yeah, I don't know how to break her window, but if the window were open, say, I might reach my hand in there and
I always put my backpack and everything in my trunk, or if I'm driving with somebody when we park in the trunk.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
But I wouldn't think about a pack of smokes.
You wouldn't. My wife went to the Target near us, right? And she was in there, by her estimation, 5 to 7 minutes. It's one of those deals. I'm parking. She knows where everything is in the store, right? So she beelines for it, grabs it, self-checkout, goes back to the car. In that time, she goes, man, I opened the car door, and it reeks of drug addict. There's just that smell. And she didn't really notice the thing at first, and she realized the only thing that really snagged, she had a very expensive pair of sunglasses in there. They're gone.
Well, that was my problem.
Did they break in, or did she leave it unlocked?
She left it unlocked, and because I even said, babe, you can't. And she goes, look, 99.9% of the time I locked the car. In my mind, I thought I did, because they didn't break in. They just opened the door, right? So, yeah, she's like, my sunglasses, and I know how much this particular pair costs. So I'm like, are you effing kidding me? Because keep in mind, I bought them for me for prescription, but they're like, we can't pop out the lenses, so she inherited them. So I know how much they were. Anyway, yeah, they snagged those, and I looked at her, and she said, when I pulled in, as always, there was a couple of homeless-looking dudes or drug addicts kind of hanging out in the parking garage. But she goes, that's normal. And I go, here's what bugs me. One of them's going to look really freaking cool.
Right.
And that's the guy that stole. Dude.
And in her defense, I went to the QFC, 2 or 3 weeks ago.
Yeah.
And I don't know what was going on. I was a little flustered, whatever. Same thing, running in and running out. I came out. My driver's side door was open. I just left it open.
You left it open?
Yeah.
Oh, damn.
Just left it open. Right? So just, come on, we got to do this, we got to do that, and just never closed my door. And I came out there and I was like, you got to be kidding. Luckily, nothing was missing. Nobody had hopped in.
But to me, that's a setup, man. Look, I think if I'm casing a parking lot, if your door's locked, maybe I smash your window, pick the lock. If the door's unlocked, I take advantage. If the door's open, I'm like, to me, I'm like, dude, somebody's watching this, and we're going to get busted.
Did you guys ever see the video of I forget what show it was, but they basically put a bait car out there with a bunch of cameras in there to see if somebody would steal the car, they would eventually track them down and, basically grill them as to why they stole the car, right? They had this one guy that showed up, and he walked in there, and he started checking some cars, and then he sat down inside the car. They're waiting. They're about to send the cops after this guy. He never fired it up or anything like that. He just sat in there. He unpacked his lunch, ate his lunch, left the trash on the seat, and then left.
Yeah, dude, I went to. I was in a bar, and it was my first pair of prescription sunglasses. I can't wear contacts.
Yeah,
so I need these damn things. So I have my hat and my sunglasses at the bar. I go to use the bathroom. I come back, and my sunglasses are gone. But they're my glasses. I need them to see. Period. Just to walk around. So I asked the bartender. I was like, did anybody come up here and, did you see anybody near this area? Steal my glasses, whatever the deal. Anything. They're gone. Where the hell are they? And the bartender's like, no, man, the guy beside you cashed out, but I haven't seen anything yet. And I'm like, the guy beside me just cashed out. Yeah. He's like, yeah. And I was like, do you have his credit card information? He's like, no, I paid in cash. I was
of course
like,
you did.
You mother. Yeah. $250. I don't know. I mean, the frames alone were, whatever it was. I was like, I cannot believe.
Because they're of no use to you.
There's nothing you can do with these. You're like, I'm blind. What was stolen from you, or what maybe did you steal? 206-803-ROCK.
But I mean, Mike and I have talked about it with you guys before, but I wouldn't know. They just look like sunglasses.
Right, you don't know until you put them on. And chances are you don't put them on immediately.
Yeah.
That would be. I will say, man, years ago, back in my broke-ass days, hanging out at this bar that we called the Dirt Church, someone had broken into mine and Leon's apartment, and they stole, some clothes and some stereo equipment, okay? And we couldn't figure it out, but the neighborhood we lived in, we weren't shocked. We're just irritated. It's not insured, whatever. About 4 months go by. We're hanging out at the bar. This dude walks in that I vaguely recognize. He's wearing my clothes. He's wearing my pants. These pants were very distinct, and he has a shirt that my parents had given me. They got into, Taos, New Mexico all these years ago.
Did you beat this guy's head?
I didn't, but no. I did not lay a hand on him, but at the end of the night, he had to walk home in his tidy whities. And his own shoes.
So you didn't beat him up. He just voluntarily took the clothes off at the end of the night.
I don't know that voluntary is the right word, but no one laid a hand on him. But I was with Leon, and Leon has a very distinct way of explaining how he thinks you should handle the situation, man. And this guy, I was like, bro, first, I know the shirt.
So did he just scare him by looking at him?
He had some words with him.
I was going to say, I'm sure he had some.
We had the shooting gallery in the back, right? So all the heroin addicts that hung out there. It was judgment free, but that's what they'd shoot up. So they weren't in the bar. And you go to smoke cigarettes, people do their drugs, whatever. And he was confronted, and I explained how I know exactly that these are my clothes. I don't think he's the guy that stole the stereo.
I was going to say, why didn't you? Let's go back to your apartment.
Honest to God, just as he's being spoken to, you could. He was terrified, but I really don't think that he was the guy that took the stereo equipment. I don't even know if he's the guy that stole the clothes or if the guy that stole them gave them to him. But either way, you're not wearing these home. What should I do? So this is your problem now. I don't know. You can run home. You're keeping your shoes, but the clothes
did
are
he
coming
explain
back.
Where he acquired these items?
It did not matter to me because I know where he acquired the items. You acquired them for me. So, he left in his tidy whities. He never saw the guy again. And I ended up throwing away the clothes.
Well, that was kind of same thing with Uncle George.
Right.
I know where you live. He's the guy that, when you look at him eating, he's got food all over him. He was just that guy.
Right.
Yeah, you just keep.
Yeah, I got rid of the clothes, but it's you're not wearing them home, bro.
What was stolen from you, or what made
eBay Motors is here for the ride. Remember when you first saw the potential? And then through some elbow grease, fresh installs, and a whole lot of love, you transformed 100,000 miles and a body full of rust into a drive that's all your own. Look to your left. Look to your right. It's official. No one's got a ride like this. There's nothing else that sounds like, feels like, or looks like the set of wheels in your garage. With over 122 million parts, you can make sure your number one ride or die stays running smoothly. So there's no limit to how far you can take it. Brake kits, turbochargers, engines, exhaust kits, roof racks, LED headlights, bumpers, whatever your baby needs, eBay Motors has it. And with eBay Guaranteed Fit, it's guaranteed to fit your ride the first time, every time, or your money back. Plus at these prices, well, you're burning rubber, not cash. Keep your ride or die alive at ebaymotors.com. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
At Metro, get an iPhone 12 with 5G and a dual camera system for $99.99. Take amazing pictures and share them instantly. And don't put up with life's yada yada. Yada yada. Like photo bombers. Zoom, crop out, yada yada. And bye.
You don't take yada yada in life, don't take yada yada from your wireless provider. Get iPhone 12 with 5G with no activation fees and nada yada yada. Only at Metro by T-Mobile. Switch to Metro, bring your ID. This offer isn't available for customers currently at T-Mobile or that have been with Metro in the past 180 days.
Without the ones like you, who work tirelessly to keep things running, everything would suddenly stop. Hospitals, factories, schools, and power plants, they all depend on you. No matter the weather, emergency, or time of day, you're the ones who get it done. At Grainger, we're here for you with professional-grade industrial supplies. Count on real-time product availability and fast delivery. Call, clickgrainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
KISW, the men's room returns with Miles and Thrill.
Kind of return of Who Sucks Last right after emails on our question, what was stolen from you? Or what maybe did you steal? 206-803-ROCK.
Hello, Shane. Welcome to the men's room.
Hola.
Hola.
Hey there. Yes, I got a story about 15 years ago. I had a group of friends that we used to kind of outdo each other. And from my...
Oh, you're going to start over. You're breaking up.
Oh. Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah, I got you now.
All right. Yeah, so... basically, I had a group of friends who we used to like to outdo each other with the things that we would acquire on our travels.
Acquired, yes.
So we ended up going to a Petco, somewhere, and we were looking around. We started looking at the cages of all the animals, all the snakes and reptiles, and we noticed that all the locks were non-existent. They weren't locked up. They were just open for the taking. So
I'm sure that's how Petco says it. Mm-hmm. And if there's not a lock, it's there for the taking.
Yeah, so we started.
Don't be a bitch. Just take
turtles. we grabbed some turtles. We grabbed some snakes, and we're just filling up backpacks and sweatshirts with animals. And basically, we get to the tarantulas, and we all kind of look at each other like, "Are we going this far?" And one of my buddies grabbed it and shoved it in his sweatshirt, and we brought him all to his house.
And then what do you do with it? Like, how many animals did you guys get total?
Oh, man, it was probably like a few pythons, like 4 turtles. We didn't have any enclosures for them either, so we just, like, put the turtles in their bathtub and just, like, tried to give them a little environment with the bathtub. But, yeah, I don't really remember what happened to them all in the end. We were all, like, 15, 16 when it happened, but...
And you don't know the fates of these animals?
Yeah, like the snake just disappeared.
Yeah, I honestly, I can't remember what happened to them, but they had a big house, and, they may have been lost in a move or something. I don't know, but...
Hey, look, man, if my kid came home with a python, I don't care if they got it legally or not, I'd be like, you are not living here.
No.
You're not living here. No, you're not. That thing's not living here.
See, I could deal with the python before I could deal with the tarantula. I'd be like, you need to move out.
Well, tarantulas don't stink as much. They're in a little...
I understand.
Yeah, snakes are like a no-go. That's like a red flag for me.
No, I get it. Like, snakes don't bug me, they bug you. For me, spiders, and to me, a tarantula is like the Bigfoot of spiders. It's hairy and bigger than it needs to be, and it does not need to be in my home.
I mean, I always talk about my buddy Bernie, one of his friends, Joe, passed away. He had all kinds of animals.
All right.
He's the one that had the caiman and stuff.
Right.
But he had snakes. And, like... Joe was a little bit older, so probably like 18 or 19, and he was like just in his early 20s, whatever. He like, you guys come over here and drink some Ice House. But like, we would get drunk, and then I would go sleep in Bernie's car.
You wouldn't even sleep in the house?
No. Because like, the one snake, he just like kind of roam around, and then he'd be like, well, I'll put it in the bathroom at night. It's like, well, what if I have to go to the bathroom?
I would rather be roaming around than telling me it's in your one bathroom. Honestly.
Roaming around. That's where I'm done. I don't care where you put it. I've seen a snake crawl through the crease of a closed door.
Yeah, I mean, they can pretty much get where they need to go.
So, good luck. What was stolen from you, or what maybe did you steal? 206-803-ROCK.
You know, one day I wonder if that'll come down. Meet a super cool chick, smoking hot. Then we go to her house. She's like, I have a snake. I'm like, oh.
Would you fight through it? It's in an enclosure. It's even in a different room. So wherever you're going to have sex, it's not there. You just know it's in the house.
I'd have to play a home game.
Oh, really?
That's not a bad call.
Yeah, I don't know, man. That's such a big phobia. I'm just like, ooh, that would be tough to spend the night at her house.
Would you rather...
I would be like, what? No offense, snake. Well, full offense, snake people. I'd be like, what the hell's wrong with her?
That's right.
Why does she have snakes?
What was stolen from you, or what maybe did you steal? 206-803-ROCK.
Hello, Alan. Welcome to the men's room.
Hola.
Hola.
So for my 13th birthday, I got an Xbox 360.
All right.
And 2 months later, one of my neighbors and another kid broke into my house and stole it in all but 3 of my games.
Which ones? Right. Which games did they not want?
It was like Lego Star Wars 2, and I think the original Halo, all like original Xbox games. But the thing was, it didn't just happen to me. Like these 2 kids did this to a bunch of people, like in the neighborhood. Probably stole like 10 people's consoles.
Now, did you know it was them initially, or did you find out later?
No, we found out later because they ended up getting caught after stealing like 7 or 8.
Did you get your unit back?
Oh no! Like they ended up taking them all to like pawn shops and stuff, and like it was actually kind of funny. Like my friend and I ended up going to a pawn shop, and I was like, you know what? That looks like one of my games.
And have to buy it. You know, look, if I own a pawn shop, sure, I know some of the merchandise I'm getting is stolen. If you are a teenager and you're trying to sell me an Xbox, I know for a fact that is stolen.
Also, if you came back with 2, 3, 4, how many do you have? And why do you want to keep getting rid of something? Why do you keep buying something that you obviously do not want?
Nobody's parents are that nice, and you're a teenager, and it's an Xbox. There's no way that you're getting rid of this thing. My son will go to his grave with his Xbox in the coffin. I mean, it is impossible that he'd say, you know what, Dad, I'm going to go to the pawn shop and sell this. Those words will never come out of his mouth. Yeah.
What was stolen from you, or what maybe did you steal? 206-803-ROCK.
Hello, John. Welcome to the men's room.
Hello, hola, rock and rolla.
Hola.
Hey, I have a stolen guitar story. Back in the 70s, I was an aspiring musician. I had a Orlando, I think it was like an ES-335 semi-hollow body thing, and I was probably playing Smoke on the Water at that time. And I had a friend down the street that I knew came over with a guitar, and he asked me if I wanted to buy a guitar. He knew I played guitar. And he came over with what said Gibson on the outside of the guitar. And when I opened that thing up, angels could have been singing and bright lights could have come out. What this was a Gibson Les Paul Deluxe, and it was so special. Gibson named this guitar the Black Beauty.
Yep.
It had triple humbuckers in it, all gold hardware, custom purling, you name it. This was the guitar of the day. And I said, what do you want for it? And he says, I'm not sure. He says, how about if I leave it here and you play it for a few days and then let me know what you're willing to offer? I go, okay. And I'm just, oh my gosh. This is a Black Beauty. Oh my gosh. And I'm running around. I'm playing the thing. It plays smooth as butter. And he comes back a couple days later, and he says, I decided I'd take $300 for it. And I said, that sounds a little too good to be true. What's the story in this guitar? And he kind of hee-hawed around, and he says, well, you know, so-and-so, and this was acquaintance of both of us. He said he went into a music store and was practicing playing this guitar, and he ran out the door with it. And I meant, oh, man. And I was living in my dad's house at the time. I had it hidden between blankets in my mom's cedar chest. My dad was about 6'4", and probably would have hit me so hard that I'd have to cut holes in my socks to see through he had found out I had this thing. And I also had a family member that was one of the local sheriffs. Oh. And as much as I love that guitar and wanted to keep that thing, I told him no and gave it back to him and did the right thing.
I admire your honesty and how forthright you are. I also would have lied. I mean, look, I'd have given him $300 for this deal because Because all you can do is feign ignorance. Like, look, I did not know it was stolen. Guy offered me this cherry guitar for $300. I bought it.
Did you rat the guy out?
No, I did not. I gave it back to the other guy and let him deal with it.
How hard was it to give that thing back?
Oh, you have no idea. I still play guitar, and I own 6 of them, but I don't own anything like that. I don't think you can touch one of those now for less than $20K.
You're about right. Wow. Oh, yeah, dude, the one he's talking about is ridiculous. And like you said, triple pickups and all that, which Les Paul rarely does. Usually it's a 2 pickup guitar. So when they do the 3 pickups, it's a big deal to them. Get your hands on it when you can because it's going to be worth a lot more. I have a hard time just going to like Guitar Center. You know, because you look in there, and I love the bass I have, right? I got it custom. It's exactly what I want. But it doesn't mean I don't like other basses. You know, so you noodle around, and I'm like, man, if I could steal like 10 of these. And I mean, dead honest, Guitar Center, I would rip that place off in a freaking heartbeat. I would, because something you're just like, this is so nice. So, but I don't want to part with the money.
Man, I miss the Guitar Center downtown. It was on Westlake.
Me too. I went to that place.
Just walking in with people who play, you guys. You know, just walking in, and I'm like a kid in a candy store. I can't play music. I can't play anything. But it was just cool to go into a music store and see all the cool stuff.
It was a lifesaver for the new originals early on, man, because we used to practice at the studio, and inevitably, broken guitar strings, messed up drums, you name it. So, like 2 guys, they do a quick run to Guitar Center and just get a list of all the crap we need. You throw in your money. So here's the pedal you need. Here's all the chords. That was always the thing.
I wonder what happened to all those pictures they had in the windows of like Tony Iommi and Slash, and because
I was betting that at somebody's house.
I hope so. What was stolen from you, or what maybe did you steal? 206-803-ROCK.
Hello, Shane. Welcome to the men's room.
Hey, how's it going?
Hola.
So my 92 Accord that I had was stolen twice.
And what year?
So the first time it was stolen, 32 now. That had to be, I was working down at Federal Way at the trampoline place.
Oh, what's it, High Jump or something like that? Or
yeah, before it was called, it's like Sky High. Trampoline Nation was the name of it at the time. And my car was parked out back. I was the manager, so I was closing, doing tills for the end of the night, and I go out with my other manager, and my car's gone. And I'm like, hey, my car's gone. And she's like, what? You're kidding? And I'm like, no, this isn't a joke. Like, I park here. And she's like, okay, well, I guess I'm driving you home. I go, yeah. So I filed a police report. I get that one back because I had like no gas at the time. I was probably like 20. So this is like 12 years ago. And I get it back. And it was like just kids taking it for a joyride. They found it literally hours later.
Okay.
The second go about, I had it at my friend's house. I drove it back over to my friend's house, who was in Northeast Tacoma at the time. And it was the one time after that I literally bought the club that you put on your handle, the steering wheel, and I just didn't think I needed to put the club on. It's Northeast Tacoma. I'm like, it's a nice area, whatever, no big deal.
Ted and I just looking at each other like, okay, man.
I was wrong. I come out the next day after spending the night there, hanging out, drinking, doing whatever. So then that was like literally 2 years later. I was like 22. Gone.
What makes that car so easy to steal?
I think so. The first time the sheriff called me up, he goes, "Hey, we found your car. It's sitting here on the side of a ditch. You probably want to bring a screwdriver." I go, "Excuse me." He goes, "Yeah. Usually, what happens? Yeah, they'll take a flathead screwdriver, shove it in the ignition,
right,
and just break the steering column, and then you just drive away with it."
Okay.
Lo and behold, I was able to start it with my keys. I didn't actually have to fix anything that first go about. The second time, I was literally shopping for a new car. The car was gone for, I want to say, like 2.5 weeks. And I was working. At the time I was doing electrical for the union down in Seattle. We were doing this giant, at the time I was doing a retrofit for Facebook.
Okay.
And I get a call at like 3 a.m. I was working at the time. It was an after hours project. They're like, "Hey, we found your car. It's in Des Moines." I'm like, "What?" They're like, "Yeah, it's sitting outside of the McDonald's in Des Moines." I'm like, "No kidding." So I show up. with the screwdriver again because now I know what's going on. No, the keys work just fine. The guy had, this guy was a career criminal, though. He was living out of my car. There was mail from, other mailboxes, other registrations. He, swapped the license plate out. It was a different plate on my car. Crazy.
That is crazy.
Man, oh, man.
A car is a very personal thing.
It is.
I mean, it's a lot of people's babies. I'll tell you what, I would never buy a Honda Accord, even if I was 22 years old, and that would be the car that I want.
That is a target.
I would just feel like, how much time am I really going to have with this thing?
Not much. I mean, I was got the cheaper Hondas and Toyotas, those are the main targets. And now Kias, apparently. Mm-hmm. All the rage.
What was stolen from you, or what maybe did you steal? 206-803-ROCK.
Yeah, that Kia thing was wild. Right? I used to went around on TikTok. My neighbor's Kia got stolen, and then I had a buddy, same thing. And when they found it, people were they weren't even stealing it. They were just stealing them for joyrides, and that was it.
Yeah, that's it. It's entirely.
Because they could.
Actually, we have a guy here that says, my car was stolen last year. One of the Kia robberies. They robbed 5 convenience stores at gunpoint after using my car. The next morning, they talked about my car on the news.
Yeah. What an adventure it had.
Yeah. Hello, Blake. Welcome to the men's room.
Hey, what's going on, guys?
Hola.
So about 10 years ago, I was living in an apartment in Tacoma and got to know the people underneath me, below in the apartment below me. They were pretty cool. I had them up one night. There was probably 4 or 5 of us just drinking some beer. Ended up having shots of vodka, got a little bit too faded, and I fell asleep on the couch. When I woke up, I noticed that somebody had kind of gone through my closet. I'm very organized. I keep everything in order, so I noticed some things were moved around. Drawers were open in one of my little cubby things that I keep all little things in, and a hat was gone. Anyway, I had a weird feeling. I went and looked at where I keep my handgun, and my pistol was stolen.
Uh-oh.
So, yeah. So I contacted the guys underneath me and told them what happened. One of the guys said, hey, listen, man, when we were leaving last night, my other buddy pulled out a handgun and said, hey, look what I got. I got this cool gun the other day. He described it to me. I said, look, that's my gun. I need your buddy's address. I'm going to go get my gun. And he actually gave it to me, went over to his house, knocked on the door. His mom answered the door and said, hey, he's sleeping. And I said, you need to wake him up. He woke up, came to the door wearing a necklace of mine that he'd stolen also out of my closet.
Nice.
Right. I said, hey, where'd you get that? And he said, oh, I got this many, many years ago. I said, that's weird. I've only seen one of those, and there was one that I had. Okay, yeah, here, you can have it back. He took it off, gave it to me. I said, you need to go get that gun. And, I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know what you're talking about. Mm-hmm. I said, look, man, it's going to go kind of 2 ways here. Just make it easy. Do the easy way or the hard way, like the police already know.
Hold on. Hang on. We'll get right back to it.
Bedroom callers, here are the 7 words you can't say on the radio. Sucker, mother, and please keep those words in mind when calling. Now, back to the program.
All right, Blake, so you're at the point, does he go and retrieve the gun?
He does. He went and got it right as his father was walking in the background, who actually was a police officer.
Right, but you don't know what else he had of yours.
No, just the necklace and the gun. That's all that I believe he had.
Okay. And his father, you said, is a deputy? He's a police officer?
Yeah, I found out later that he was a police officer. He didn't know what was going on. He was kind of walking back and forth in the background because there was a little bit of commotion at his doorstep, clearly. Sure. Yeah, that's what happened. Me and the 2 other guys that were with me that night that told me about him having it, we showed up at the door and got it back. That was that.
Okay.
Damn, man. Yeah, that could have been worse.
Yeah, that is crazy. All right, coming on the return of Who Sucks Less, and we have your emails on the way next from the men's room at KISW.com.
Without the ones like you, who work tirelessly to keep things running, everything would suddenly stop. Hospitals, factories, schools, and power plants, they all depend on you. No matter the weather, emergency, or time of day, you're the ones who get it done. At Grainger, we're here for you with professional-grade industrial supplies. Count on real-time product availability and fast delivery. Call, clickgrainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
At Metro, get an iPhone 12 with 5G and a dual camera system for $99.99. Take amazing pictures and share them instantly. And don't put up with life's yada yada.
Yada yada.
Like photo bombers. Zoom, crop out,
Yada yada.
and bye.
You don't take yada yada in life, don't take yada yada from your wireless provider. Get iPhone 12 with 5G with no activation fees and nada yada yada. Only at Metro by T-Mobile. Switch to Metro, bring your ID. This offer isn't available for customers currently at T-Mobile or that have been with Metro in the past 180 days.
Looking for a job is lonely. Endless searching, phone calls that go nowhere, applications that vanish into thin air. What if you could link with dozens of local companies who are hiring right now with just one connection? That's Express Employment Professionals. Find us at expresspros.com. One connection, endless opportunities, and no fees ever for job seekers. Express Employment Professionals. expresspros.com.
At Metro, get an iPhone 12 with 5G and a dual camera system for $99.99. Take amazing pictures and share them instantly. And don't put up with life's yada yada.
Yada yada.
Like photo bombers. Zoom, crop out,
Yada yada.
and bye.
You don't take yada yada in life, don't take yada yada from your wireless provider. Get iPhone 12 with 5G with no activation fees and nada yada yada. Only at Metro by T-Mobile. Switch to Metro, bring your ID. This offer isn't available for customers currently at T-Mobile or that have been with Metro in the past 180 days.
Hiring for your small business? If you're not looking for professionals on LinkedIn, you're looking in the wrong place. That's like looking for your car keys in a fish tank. LinkedIn helps you hire professionals you can't find anywhere else, even those who aren't actively searching for a new job but might be open to the perfect role. In a given month, over 70% of LinkedIn users don't even visit other leading job sites. So start looking in the right place. With LinkedIn, you can hire professionals like a professional. Post your free job on linkedin.com/recommend today.
Looking for a job is lonely. Endless searching, phone calls that go nowhere, applications that vanish into thin air. What if you could link with dozens of local companies who are hiring right now with just one connection? That's Express Employment Professionals. Find us at expresspros.com. One connection, endless opportunities, and no fees ever for job seekers. Express Employment Professionals. expresspros.com.
The comfort of your favorite seat is now your comfy car selling command center, thanks to Carvana.
It doesn't get any better than this.
Your favorite seat's the best spot in the house. Make it even better by entering your license plate or VIN and getting a real offer in minutes.
There really is no place like home.
And speaking of home, Carvana will pick up your car from yours after you finalize your offer. Visit Carvana.com or download the app and sell your car from your comfy place.
What's up? It's your boy, the Ted Smith from the Men's Room. And did you know I have a podcast? Well, I do. The Podcast. New episodes uploaded every Wednesday on the Odyssey app.
The debauchery rolls on. You're listening to the Men's Room with Miles and Thrill. 99.9 KISW.
Oh, Sox Less is coming up. But first time for a few emails to the Men's Room at KISW.com.
You've got mail. You've got mail.
And a couple from our question, what was stolen from you or what maybe did you steal? Guys, 18 years ago, still pissed. Had a $15,000 hot water pressure washer stolen from a property. Thieves damaged the fuel tank as they stole it. I spent 10 hours and $4,000 to repair the damage the fuel spill caused. Did not have it insured. It was in a, quote, secure building. Almost $20,000.
Damn.
Hurts still, guys. Wow. What did I steal? Back in my younger years when I would cause a little more mayhem, drinking buddy and myself were walking to the local mini-mart. Drunk moment, decided to hop a business fence and see what all they had going on. Stumbled upon 8 to 10 cases of Budweiser just laying out in front of their office door. Clearly, these guys drank on the job from the looks of things. Needless to say, we took a couple trips over that fence, grabbing every single case of beer they had and piling it into my friend's closet. Guys, 6th grade, someone at school stole my wallet after Christmas break. My birthday is also in December. And my dad had gifted me over $200 worth of gift cards to various places. Some kid scored good that January. Thanks, guys. That from the lovely Sarah. As we move on to the birthdays, to my honey bear Brian, a.k.a. Captain Silly Pants. Happy 45th birthday, my little Dunkin' Donut. I love you. That from Anthony. How about your penis is too small? All right.
Damn. You call him a munchkin, too?
Mm-hmm. Pretty much anything that's kind, apparently they say.
Well, little Dunkin' Donut.
Yeah. Itty bitty Dunkin' Donut.
Out here looking like a munchkin.
All right, guys, it's my 29th.
I'm going to cover you in frosting.
Not that frosting. It's my 29th trip around the retina burning ball. Never have remembered to get an email for my birthday. So if I could, how about some dirty Germans giving me advice for being married for the first time next month? Maybe a couple of dad jokes from Miles and Mike dusting off some rarely used sound bites. Ending with some turtle sex. Thanks, guys, for the laughs. And from your friend Peyton. Thanks again, guys. Appreciate it.
Yeah, Peyton, congratulations on your nuptials. The good news is, at least for the first couple of months of your new marriage, you will be having plenty of sex. That will be a good time to experiment.
Yeah, I would say this. Gets in some mouth hugs now. Because once the ring goes on, some mouth goes off.
Yeah.
All right, dad jokes.
You gotta know what I'm saying.
What is Captain Sully's drink of choice?
Hang on. River water.
A shot of Grey Goose and a splash of water. Goose went through the engine. Yeah. Guys, I have to tell you something. My blind girlfriend cheated on me. Joke's on me. I never really thought she'd see anybody else. Come on. You guys hear about the woman who tried to cut off her husband's junk but missed?
No.
She got charged with a misdemeanor. And I heard the Energizer Bunny went to court the other day.
Oh, yeah? Why'd he go to court?
Charged with battery.
That's so obvious.
Let's see what we got here.
I think order's been disturbed.
Ah, jeez Louise.
Guys, I want to wish myself, Dave the Rock Slinger, a happy birthday. Give me a bong rip of your penis is too swole and Bane, talking about my massive hammer. Thanks, guys, and love the show. That from Dave.
Yes, we discovered an unusually large penis inside of your pants. We do not know what you intend to do with your rather large meat hammer, but perhaps we could use it as we take over Gotham. Don't forget to bring your satchel.
Crunchberries. All right, guys, here you go.
Happy, happy, happy birthday. Happy, happy, happy birthday. Happy, happy, happy birthday to you, to you, to you.
Ya's a Dirty Germans, brought to you by Men's Room Original Sausage. Available through Uli's World Famous Sausage, mensroomlive.com, and other fine retailers. Schweinefleisch.
Think about a couple extra emails here. Let's see what we got. Beer. Guys, are you the only guys on the radio that have their own beers? You guys have the best Black Raven IPA. Fantastic stuff. Thanks, guys. That from Katie. As far as radio goes, when we did this 15 years ago, there might have been one show, one station. I don't know of it. But
they've all been temporary. So a lot of stations or shows will put out a beer, and for whatever reason, maybe they're not good, they don't care, whatever. But they last for like 2 months. It's kind of a gimmicky thing. This has been 15 years. So as far as that goes, I think we might be the only one.
And when we did it, every single radio, either show or station, contemplated doing this. So
a lot of them did.
In our own market,
I don't blame them.
In our own market, we had 3 different radio stations come out with their own beer. Probably 2 to 3 years after we did. I don't know how long that lasted. I don't know if it was temporary.
A couple of them were kind of good.
Yeah, they were.
Not
bad.
Didn't last. Not
bad. I'm trying to remember. I felt like there was a show in Philly.
Oh, that's a big show.
One of their big sports show or the morning show?
No, it's on like the rock station that plays the Eagles. Is it like, I can't remember their guys' name, but they're a pretty massive show, and I want to say they've been a Philly mainstay for like 20 years. I think they've had a beer for a while.
Okay.
But that's the only thing I could possibly think of.
Yep. Happy Hour is back, guys, and we do have a brand new Happy Hour put out on a weekly podcast. We've done 4 episodes so far.
You can, if you listen to those, Miles, you can also hear some of the audio of Mike from the last live show we did.
Oh yeah.
We often get emails. The audio got a little janky that day.
Yeah.
So I'm like, go listen to the Happy Hour.
So here's what you do. Search for the Men's Room on the Odyssey app. That's absolutely free. When you do that, you want to subscribe to the Men's Room Daily Podcast. Every Friday, that will be included in the 4 hours that you'll get in the morning. So that's where you get the Men's Room Happy Hour now. We're doing it once a week, and we're bringing it back because we had a little change of venue, so to speak, on our app.
Yeah.
So we couldn't do the live stuff anymore.
Some tech crap.
So we're doing a once-a-week podcast. But you have to subscribe or look for our daily podcast on Friday morning. And it will be included in there. So, gentlemen, so happy the Happy Hour is available at the podcast. Thank you so much. I've missed it since my job kept me from listening a long time ago. I really missed Dirty Big Dummy. Made me laugh so much on that one. Both strange and refreshing to hear you guys curse again. It must be hard to keep from doing that live on the radio. Thanks for lightening the mood every day and keeping me laughing. That from Barry. Again, Odyssey app. Search for the Men's Room. Subscribe to the daily podcast. You will get that on Friday morning. Only on Odyssey and all the other places they have podcasts.
Yeah, for real.
Some additional places where you can find the Men's Room IPA from Black Raven Brewing. Look for the bright yellow can or roll it in. And thank you guys for sending in the pictures and the locations where you're finding the beer. This one says, good afternoon, gentlemen. Be advised, Men's Room IPA, bright yellow cans, located at Market on Central in downtown Kirkland. And what a bright, beautiful day to indulge. Cheers, guys. And from our buddy Angel. Gentlemen, just want to say I love the show. Thank you for the daily laughter. Men's Room IPA can now be found at the Linwood location of Zach's Smoke Shop.
All right.
Off of 164th. Appreciate y'all and all you do. That from Kyle. Found it at the Safeway on Callow in Bremerton. That from Robert. More. Federal Way wine and more. I'll try it when I get home. But it's in the bright yellow can if you're looking for it there. Your beer was found at A&D Foods in Marysville on 88th Street. But wait, there's more. Gentlemen, just want to let everyone know that my favorite bar, a Finnegan's Pub in Everett. Just tapped a keg of Men's Room IPA. By the time you read this, I'll be headed there for happy hour. That from Jason, the Jolly Green Giant.
Nice. Get it, Everett.
Yo, location update. QFC on Holman Road in Greenwood. It's in the specialty beer section all the way to the back center of the store. And Safeway on Rainier in Columbia City. Regards, guys. That from Elliot. And if you haven't tried the beer, don't forget, Muckleshoot Casino, Men's Room World Tour stop number 2 this Sunday from 2 until 5. Sorry, I'm losing it. Castle said that the brand new Men's Room beer brought from Mooley's Famous Sausage will be available. Our friends at the San Juan Salsa Company bringing the Men's Room roasted red salsa, and our buddy Glenn Cannon taking the stage with the damage done. So it should be a
Glenn
Cannon, the damage done.
Glenn Campbell, huh?
Glenn Cannon, the damage done. He's doing Rhinestone Cowboy for us, Ted.
I wonder if he's actually tried it. Has anybody talked to him?
No.
Tried the beer?
No, to learn Rhinestone.
He has no idea we're saying this stuff. He's getting secondhand knowledge. All right, let's see here. Again, 2 until 5. Sunday, Muckleshoot Casino. It is absolutely free. So stop by and do a little Sunday fun day with us.
That casino is nice.
Muckleshoot.
That room is giant. Like, it sounds good. And, like, last year we had a good time down there. And, like, that last year, that was the first one we did on the world tour. So, like if you came to other events, I think it'll be a little more streamlined.
Yes.
In a good way.
Yeah. Casino
you
runs
don't
a
have
good
to hunt
business.
around. You don't have to find me and go, where's Miles? I'll go, I don't know. Like, we'll all stand in one spot, take some pictures, say hello, maybe do some FCC.
So it's a question. Where's so-and-so? I don't know.
Right. Drinking on Sunday from 2 until 5, Muckleshoot Casino, the Men's Room World Tour. Stop number 2. Speaking of drinking, we'll drink coming up with the shot of the day, but first.
Now, the Men's Room wants to know, who sucks less?
Yay! Time for Who Sucks Less. Steve and Thrill Hill, you bring us 3 stories from the news each and every week. It is up to us to determine, out of the 3 stories, which one sucks the least. Now, if you happen to follow KISW on Facebook or Twitter or Instagram, the debate is already underway on Who Sucks Less.
And away we go. We start with a manager at Chipotle. Well, he exposed himself and masturbated in the dining room of a Pennsylvania restaurant. Now, even worse, a female victim, quote, felt 3 squirts of liquid hit her. She felt that when she got up to leave the table, where the man had allegedly been pleasuring himself. No, 2 more times, Mike.
That's awful.
So following the incident, the 2 women went to the local police station to report a sexual assault. The women, one of whom was a former Chipotle employee, she detailed an encounter with KISW Ransom, the 26-year-old manager. Now, the duo told cops they were seated at a communal table talking with Ransom and other employees when Ransom began, quote, doing something with his hands down his crotch. Now, one of the women said she saw Ransom, quote, touching his penis outside of his pants, recalling that she was in denial and looked away. Now, the woman added that Ransom grabbed numerous napkins and placed them down by his penis and subsequently brought one napkin up from his crotch and placed it on the table. Wait, this is a quote, the napkin was sticking to it. Now, the second woman reported noticing Ransom moving his hands a lot down around his penis, adding that she could see him masturbating, although that is not the term she used. Miles, I'll share. Her quote was,
she's right.
Oh, yeah.
We should be able to say that, but we can't.
We should. We can. But when the former Chipotle employee worker got up to leave the table, she felt 3 squirts of liquid hit her jeans. And during police questioning, Ransom reportedly, he confirmed the incident in verbal and written statements. So that's exactly what I did. So he was charged with multiple misdemeanors, including indecent assault, open lewdness, and indecent exposure. They say he was suspended from Chipotle, and if he has not been already, he's expected to be fired.
Why is it even worse that he put his snot rag on top of the doggone table?
For some reason,
because it's not snot.
Almost more than anything, that bugs me. God, man.
He's the manager.
He's the manager. You're talking to one of your quote-unquote friends that used to work there.
Just handle this a little bit.
And this is your power move.
I gotta let you finish, but also, like, one of Chipotle's big thing is, like, open kitchen. Watch us cook the food. We're clean.
Right. Oh, yeah.
Just don't get the sour cream.
Yeah. Man, oh, man. And now we go to China, where a woman is being accused of trying to terminate a co-worker's pregnancy by poisoning her water to prevent her from taking maternity leave, thus avoiding a higher workload. Follow? Wow. So, a worker at a government-affiliated institution, she tried to terminate the co-worker's pregnancy by repeatedly poisoning her water so she could avoid the workload caused by the maternity leave. Now, the plan came to light when the victim noticed that her water kept tasting strange, regardless of its source. So at first, she was convinced that it was the office water supply, but the taste persisted even as she switched to bottled water. That's when she decided to investigate further. Now, one of the victim's friends made the joke that someone in the office might be trying to poison her. But the woman decided to put the theory to the test by using her tablet to video record her desk and anyone who came near it. That's how she caught one of her colleagues in the act as they poured a powder-like substance into her water bottle before quickly turning away and leaving without anyone noticing. When confronted, the suspected poisoner said that she had, quote, tinkered with the victim's water because she couldn't handle the extra workload by herself when the pregnant woman went on maternity leave. Now, the victim has already alerted the police. An investigation is underway, and if it turns out that the suspect was acting with, quote, the intent to cause harm, which I believe is what poisoning is, it could constitute a crime of injury regardless of the nature of the substance she was using. Obviously, this made it to Chinese social media, where most users expressed their shock at the co-worker's twisted solution to dealing with a potential workload increase.
She literally said that it was so that she wouldn't take the maternity leave. Like, this is pretty cut and dry. She had malicious intent.
Right. She's trying to terminate the pregnancy.
Right.
She was trying to kill the fetus, not the co-worker.
Right. Trying to avoid the maternity leave. That means we're trying to kill the maternity.
Yeah. Hopefully they'll do the math there.
Criminy.
And now we go to Colorado, where you might remember this guy. Police in Colorado, they searched the home of a supermarket worker who's suspected in a series of 20 indecent exposure incidents. Well, they recovered videos showing the man contaminating assorted food products with bodily fluid, including a special order of cupcakes, later consumed by children attending a birthday party. Now, the probe of Stephen Masalta is detailed in a court affidavit prepared prior to his arrest on a dozen of felony and misdemeanor charges. Now, he was a sexual offender for installing hidden cameras in the women's bathroom at a church in the Sacramento suburb. Now, police arrested him back in 2015 for this, and they alleged that he placed the phone inside a tissue box on top of the toilet, and that way he could watch women over a period of several months. He recorded 14 different women. Now, he admitted to the police department detective that he masturbated to the videos that he made, including while he was still inside of the church. So after placing an electronic tracker on his car, cops executed a search warrant of his home. And then they seized 3 phones, 2 laptops, an iPad, and 4 flash drives. They also found a journal with his name on it where he discussed his sexual immorality, sex addiction, and deviant impulses. A search of his car the following day yielded 2 more phones, plus printed images of women, some unclothed, etc., etc., etc. Additionally, cops noted stains on the driver and passenger seats, which fluoresce under an alternative light source. In other words, it popped on a black light and you go, yeah, there's some semen. Anyway, the phones, according to the cops, also contained evidence pertaining to his crimes at a local coffee shop and videos showing a man masturbating and rubbing his genitals on food items at a grocery store. Now, products that came into contact with his seminal fluid, as they say, and his penis, they include strawberries in a plastic sail container, donuts, cupcakes, and a large bucket of commercial pastry frosting.
6 of the glazed.
You're so glad it's not grapes. Anyway, a manager was shown the screenshots, told police, yeah, he believes those videos were in fact recorded in the store's bakery and freezer areas. But regarding the cupcakes, a woman had ordered a total of 24 cupcakes, and the Salters video shows him contaminating 1 box of 12. Cupcakes were then consumed at a birthday party for the woman's son, which was attended by 16 children and several adults. So there are your lovely stories. We have the Chipotle manager who, for whatever reason, sitting at a communal table, masturbated openly and, quote-unquote, squirted one of his friends as they were leaving. A Chinese woman who tried to poison the fetus of her pregnant coworker because she didn't want to pick up the additional work based on maternity leave. And finally, the guy in Colorado who was squirting his own kind of fluid on the cupcakes, other produce. And keep in mind, they did not know he had done that. He was in trouble for other indecent things. It's when they started going through his phone. They're like, Jesus Christ, man, we didn't even know you're doing this too.
Right, he filmed himself doing it.
He filmed himself doing it. That's not why the cops were certain. He had done some other indecent stuff when they went through the evidence. They're like, you're not going to believe it.
I think it's the easiest one ever. Chipotle sucks less.
I agree.
I'm sorry, I know it's a manager. I know it's rude. I know it's all that, but no one ingested anything.
Rude doesn't quite cover it, Miles.
No one poisoned a coworker.
Right.
All the things. Yeah. Either way, debate's underway. If you follow KISW on Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram.
I agree with Miles,
case,
man.
yeah, Miles is right. But, that is awful.
It's not good. He just sucks the least, but you still suck.
Yeah, that's awful.
The tissue bugs me the most.
Yes!
Say, dude, really, you're going to put that on the table, and everyone's looking at it, quote, stick
The fact
together.
that he's doing it in the dining area.
I can get past that.
And at that point,
if he's back in his office, okay, whatever.
Why are you even doing it under the table pretending to hide it? If you're going to put your rag
I don't think he was trying to hide it. Everyone's like, dude, his junk's out, his hands are on it. He's doing this.
I don't know how somebody doesn't say something.
Like, hey, can you wait a minute?
I just feel like instinctively I'd be like, hey, what are you doing?
Right, that's exactly.
Coming up, we'll drink a toast with a shot of the day. You are listening to The Men's Room.
At Metro, get an iPhone 12 with 5G and a dual camera system for $99.99. Take amazing pictures and share them instantly. And don't put up with life's yada yada.
Yada yada.
Like photo bombers. Zoom, crop out,
Yada yada.
and bye.
You don't take yada yada in life, don't take yada yada from your wireless provider. Get iPhone 12 with 5G with no activation fees and nada yada yada. Only at Metro by T-Mobile. Switch to Metro, bring your ID. This offer isn't available for customers currently at T-Mobile or that have been with Metro in the past 180 days.
Without the ones like you, who work tirelessly to keep things running, everything would suddenly stop. Hospitals, factories, schools, and power plants, they all depend on you. No matter the weather, emergency, or time of day, you're the ones who get it done. At Grainger, we're here for you with professional-grade industrial supplies. Count on real-time product availability and fast delivery. Call, clickgrainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
eBay Motors is here for the ride. Remember when you first saw the potential? And then through some elbow grease, fresh installs, and a whole lot of love, you transformed 100,000 miles and a body full of rust into a drive that's all your own. Look to your left. Look to your right. It's official. No one's got a ride like this. There's nothing else that sounds like, feels like, or looks like the set of wheels in your garage. With over 122 million parts, you can make sure your number one ride or die stays running smoothly. So there's no limit to how far you can take it. Brake kits, turbochargers, engines, exhaust kits, roof racks, LED headlights, bumpers, whatever your baby needs, eBay Motors has it. And with eBay Guaranteed Fit, it's guaranteed to fit your ride the first time, every time, or your money back. Plus at these prices, well, you're burning rubber, not cash. Keep your ride or die alive at ebaymotors.com. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
What's up?
Well, it's what's down that's got my attention.
Oh?
You know, look at that long snake.
Snake? Oh, traffic. Those are cars.
I know they're cars. I'm being metaphorical. If I were a human, I'd ride that Bel Air airport or shuttle. Look at it. It gets you to SeaTac quickly. You can sleep, look out the window, be productive, and it's in the HOV. Hey, maybe it stands for heading on vacation.
Bel Air Airport or Shuttle with 8 round trips daily. Click airporter.com to book your trip today.
99.9 KISW. The shenanigans continue. This is the Men's Room with Miles and Thrill.
Hi, Kevin. Just minutes. We'll bring it to us with the shot of the day. And we do have your headlines on the way at 5:50. But first, quick check out with Mike Hawk and some of the stories and headlines he is not working on.
Well, thank you, Miles. Rich Americans are buying second passports, citing a risk of instability in the country.
Yeah, I read that. Why do you need a second passport?
That's kind of what
What's
I
wrong
was
with the one you
wondering.
got, bro?
Right, because they were talking about like basically renouncing citizenship. If things get just a little bit too hot around here, then they'll just take off. But I don't know why you need another passport for that.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I don't know either. My passport works just fine.
Maybe that's something in rich
I thought you could only
America
get
that we
one.
don't know. Right?
Rich
I have no idea.
Americans.
I'll get 2 driver's licenses.
Yeah, rich.
Just in case I leave the country, you know.
Yeah, I'm with you. 2 passports in the same country, like unless you're
a diplomat, maybe.
I was gonna say, or like you're like in the secret, like you're I don't know, a Navy SEAL or something. Like, why would you need 2 passports?
Could you get a passport from another country living in this one?
No. I mean, again,
Can
if
you
you're
not?
rich, yes. No,
Yeah.
'cause
Well,
the
you can have
passport-
dual citizenship.
You can have dual
but
citizenship.
your passport's only sent by one
Yeah,
country.
right.
Okay.
That is a country in which you reside as a citizen.
Right.
But again, that's why they said rich people, because they can circumvent anything. Money can get you anything.
Oh, yeah.
Right? I mean, that's the truth of it. So, yes, rich people can do that. The rest of us cannot.
A new state
How
law.
court cases work.
Yeah, basically.
A new state law here in Washington mandates recess for students in K through 5 classes for mental and physical health benefits.
Well, yeah.
Did they take it away?
I don't know. Maybe some schools were thinking about it, but it's like, dude, listen. If you're around kids that much, you know recess is a good thing.
Right.
There's a reason their classes are shorter than high school. Their attention span, the whole 9.
Well, and isn't that just a common saying that recess is just as much for the teachers as it is for the kids?
Hell yeah. When else can they open that top drawer and take down that snifter or jack?
Yeah, and losing recess, right? Because I went to the same grade school as a Catholic school.
Yeah.
But then when you got to like 7th, you used to have, 2 recesses or
Yeah,
something?
when you're real little, they
then
got
you're like
2.
middle
recesses and a lunch break.
Right, and then by 7th grade, it was like you only get 1 recess, and we were like, what the hell?
Right.
All my kids went through that. I think it starts 5th grade at their school.
Or maybe
but
5th or 6th
They were
grade.
like, dude, we only have 1 recess. I'm like, you have 1 what? Say it out loud.
Right.
And then they didn't. I'm like, right.
Yeah, right. And then you get to high school, it's like, no recess?
Right.
Electives.
You get like
Electives.
5 minutes between class.
I know. The first couple of years of high school are kind of tough.
Yeah.
Because you're just taking all the courses you kind of have to take.
Yep.
But yeah, by the time you get to junior, senior year, you got some of them free periods or electives.
Oh, study hall.
Do you guys read the story about the guy who was banned from Walmart in Kentucky? He had
What did
so
he do? I
assaulted.
remember this.
He assaulted this just happened last week. He assaults another customer in Walmart for whatever reason, but he had been a repeat offender there. So the judge, when he put down the sentencing, because the guy had to go to jail for like a week or something, he's like, "You're never allowed in any Walmarts ever again." And I thought that's the first time it's.
And that's a punishment.
You don't get to go to Walmart.
But he called it Walmarts.
Then he called it
Walmarts. No more Walmarts for you.
Your Honor, it's Walmart.
It's Walmart.
It's just Walmart.
I'm not trying to be ticky-tacky. It's just Walmart, weirdo.
Right.
But not there. It's a Walmart.
You think you could pull that out on a technicality? Actually, the judge says I can't be in Walmarts.
And that does not
This
exist.
is Walmart.
If that's what he wrote down.
He did, right?
Doggone it. Some THC vapes in the UK have been found to contain a flesh-eating zombie drug.
Jesus Christ.
Wow.
Yeah.
But is weed legal in the UK?
You know what, Ted? I don't know. I don't
believe so.
think so.
Oh, that's how you're going to get
There you
that
go.
stuff.
That's exactly it.
If you got to buy it on the black market, then
rolling the dice there.
Yeah. Well, I mean, look, we've said it for years. That's the issue with like prohibition. Before weed was legal in this state, like you had to go to an actual drug dealer.
Yeah.
Right.
That's it.
You know what I mean? And for the bulk of stoners I know, that's their drug. It's not, you know what I mean? They don't do other stuff.
Right.
Like they smoke weed. So it's like, I don't want to go. I don't want to go to the same store that people are buying harder drugs.
God, no. No. Well,
I mean, I'll do that if you got the ones I'm looking for.
Well, yeah.
When we're on the subject of smoking marijuana, that is one of those things that a lot of people would argue that it should become more socially acceptable to smoke marijuana.
Yeah.
And in fact, there's actually a lot of things in our society that people think should be more acceptable.
The Men's Room Top 10. The Men's Room Top 10.
10 things that should be more socially acceptable. How about something that's already acceptable, but just makes me scratch my head?
Oh, head. Okay.
Circumcision. Let's just remove this part right here and clean the little fella right up. How am I to know how much true potential I could have had to work with?
Yeah.
And now I have to settle for this.
You don't, your girlfriend.
Look away. I'm hideous.
You're right. You know what? You don't have to settle for that.
Yeah, that ain't your problem.
Right. You're living with it. You get that. Everyone who's with you gets to settle for it.
Yay, that little thing.
That's as good as I'm going to do.
Best I got, babe. Let's get down to it.
So these are things that should be more socially acceptable. Lower on the list, they say not drinking.
Which is that not socially acceptable?
Someone says they're not drinking. I go, oh, good for you.
Pretty much, but
yeah, but a lot of times people are like, well, why not? What happened? What'd you do? Instead of just being like, okay.
Well, it depends on if you know the person and how well you know them.
Yeah.
I would say I have a lot of sober friends. Like, generally, and I don't think people are trying to be mean. They just start asking questions. It's like, I still want to drink, dude.
Well, you kind of talk to them, folks talk to them kind of like they have a cancer. Like, oh, what happened? You know, did you have an incident?
Right.
Did you have a problem?
I just want a soda water.
Right.
I do
not
ask.
drinking. You know what? I'm trying to trim down a little bit. Summer's coming. I'm going to drink like crazy, and I want to get a lead up on it. Going to the movies alone. I honestly, when I was coming up in radio, one thing that I loved doing was just movie reviews, and so I would take myself to the movies all the time. It was great. I showed up when I wanted to. I got my snacks. I got to sit where I wanted to, and I saw the previews, and I saw the entirety of the movie. Nobody was talking throughout the doggone thing. I went to matinee shows all the doggone time. It was great. I loved going to the movies by myself.
I don't think it's not socially acceptable. You're just going to get the look. For whatever reason.
You think? You see somebody alone in the movie theater, you're going to give them a look?
I won't, but I hear other people, like, I don't care. Like, it doesn't matter to me. You want to see the movie, go see the movie.
Sure,
you know, you watch movies at home alone.
I would never judge someone. Mine is sitting at a two-top by yourself in a restaurant. That's why I always go to the bar.
Right.
So I can at least talk to someone other than like talking to the chair across from me.
But also for the servers. I mean, if they can fit two people, they're going to make more money.
I think that might go. I think sometimes, too, that just goes back to the non-drinking.
That's
my dad, the last few years of his life, like, he had stopped drinking, but he was single. So, like, he would just go get lunch by himself, but he never felt comfortable sitting at a bar.
Okay, right. Well, yeah, if you're trying not to drink,
Totally.
yeah, absolutely.
Sure. But the movie thing, I've never understood why people go on, like, first or second dates to a movie. You don't talk. So that one, I don't know. That doesn't seem odd at all.
Save that for like 2 years into the relationship. We're going to do something together, but we're not going to speak.
Right. Well, and I feel like that just kind of became synonymous with dating, dinner and a movie. Now, granted, you're right. When it was longer down the line in a relationship, but when you're also new into relationships, you know, when you're in your teenage years and you don't know what to do, you can't drive yourself around all that much. You can't afford a whole lot. Dinner and a movie is what you got.
I'm just trying to get some ass. I mean, look, that's the long and short of it.
It's
I also
dark
think
in there.
what Miles is saying, it depends on what you're eating. Like, I don't really give a look if somebody's just sitting at a table by themselves, but I told you, I saw a guy eating a pizza by himself.
A whole pizza?
Yeah, it just seems sad. I don't know why.
I know why.
It was an Italian joint. If he had been eating pasta, I wouldn't have gave it a second thought.
That big old pie just sitting right there.
Yeah, and it was a nice day. He was sitting outside. I was like, what a loser.
Oh, man. See? That guy's probably listening to the show like, I didn't realize I was.
Why don't you sit on your own deck?
Take it home.
No, it's better to eat the pizza there.
I'm aware of that, but he's right. All right, especially if you're a man of a bigger carriage, man. You can't just sit there and eat a pizza by yourself.
But Miles, you love going into pizza joints and eating the pizza.
I do.
Do you order a whole pie?
Well, typically I'll go with somebody else. I would order a whole pie.
Answer the man's question, Miles.
If you're by yourself. I have a feeling the answer is no. You're probably getting a couple slices.
If they have that. If not, I have no problem taking pizza home with me in a box.
It depends on the size. If we have 10-inch, you go, okay.
But I always
The answer's no,
but I'm getting a large. I'm going to get a large because you can't get a small because small sucks.
But you're not going to eat it there in the
It's
restaurant.
too much crust ratio.
You're not going to get it sat there in the restaurant. You're not going to get a full pizza pie sitting there right there on a table in front of you all alone in a restaurant.
That's what I'm saying. He wasn't at the bar. I get it at the bar, right? Like I used to live up on Capitol Hill by Dino's. I would sit at that bar and get pizza, right? And sometimes I'd order like a pizza and then take the rest home.
That's what I mean.
But if you walk by and I'm just sitting at a two-top by myself, I don't know why. It just looked bad.
That is bad.
I don't remember why I did it, but there was one time where I ate alone in a Burger King one time, and I was sitting at a table, and I could feel the eyes on me. I was like, God, I look like a loser.
I feel like fast food, fine.
Right? And it was one of those moments I was like, I'm just going to take this
fast
time to
food,
myself.
It's not like, I refuse to believe that you said, I'm going out for dinner tonight and went to Burger King, as opposed to, Burger King sounds good right now. So I go like, I get it. It's a pit stop. But yeah, if you're at a restaurant, with a hard plate, and sitting there by yourself.
But see, again, I don't care. It was just that pizza, dude. I'm just saying, it's pizza.
So I'm going to skip this part where it says taking yourself on a date. Nope, that's not socially acceptable. Screw that.
Take yourself on a date.
Take yourself on a date.
Guaranteed to get laid.
That's right.
I even failed at that.
We had that little trick where we did it before the dinner.
Yeah, exactly.
And we did it after the dinner.
Oh, order whatever I want.
And if you work at Chipotle, you can do it during dinner.
You know what? Now that I'm not trying to impress myself, yes, I will get the dessert.
Yeah, exactly. We get blacked out drunk and order anything I want.
Still got laid that night.
Hey, it's just me on a date.
Being single as an adult. Again, these are things that should be more socially acceptable.
Why is that? I envy you.
Because I feel like you still get the questions. When are you going to settle down?
Oh, you'll get the questions, but
when are you going to get married?
It depends on your age.
Yeah.
I think if you're younger, maybe, that's not fair, but older you get, people don't care.
Or, the one I run into is, I don't know, it could be a little more socially acceptable to, like, travel with a male buddy. Yeah.
I do it all the time.
I guess it sounds weird, but, like, my buddy Sean, he's gone on trips. He knows my brother. So my brother was like, come to CJ's graduation. And then it's, like, halfway through the graduation party, and I'm looking in there, and I go, oh, Jesus. And they're like, oh, you guys aren't together? And I was like, we're not together. I put my arm around him. I was like, but we are together. Which didn't help. And I'm like, oh, yeah, I live in Seattle. I traveled to a family event with my buddy.
Yeah.
Okay, bud.
That woke left coast.
I had to pull my brother aside. I go, how many people are talking about it? He goes, your sister-in-law's whole side thinks you're. I was like, okay.
I agree with that, though. You know what? Two bros should just be able to take themselves out, man.
Yeah, embrace it.
Not wearing makeup.
Yes.
Please.
Right.
Please don't do that.
Be comfortable, dude.
Yes.
Shoot.
Well,
we don't care.
That said, some of you,
Yeah.
I still stick with the theory. I know you say that all the time, but like most women are wearing some amount of it.
Sure.
Like if a woman's not wearing it, because then people goes, "You okay? You look tired."
Here's the thing: if they do it right, you should not know.
Okay, well, right. and here's the other side of that. You wear nicer clothes out here to work than you would at home, even when we're wearing. Okay, we are very comfortable in this room. This is still more up-dressed than we do dress at home. When I get home, the first thing I do is take off everything that I have. I get the sweatpants or the mesh shorts on. I get the loose-fitting top on. I take my socks off and put on my comfy socks and get my slippers on. So that's kind of what I feel like is the same vein. You're right, Ted. There's a certain amount pretty much at any given time because, you know what? We're going out in public. We're going to do ourselves up a little bit. We want to feel good about ourselves as we're going out there.
Yeah.
Sure.
Normally speaking,
do what
man.
You got to do, man.
Don't give a damn.
I'd wear makeup if it was acceptable for a dude.
Friendship breakups, things that should be more socially acceptable.
What the hell is that? Well, we're just not friends anymore?
Really, when you cut off a friend.
How is that not? I mean, I can see your friend might get upset, but I feel the rest of the people.
Well, if you cut off a friend, obviously something happened. Sometimes relationships, no matter what they are, just kind of not fade out, but
if something goes wrong.
Well, you're not. Yeah, it's either that or the fact that, like, well, we used to hang a lot. I'm not sure why we don't hang out as much anymore, but they moved here. I don't see them as much. They got married, they had kids.
Absolutely. You have your reasons.
I was gonna leg his ass.
Exactly. And it should be allowed to say, you know what? I just don't want to hang out with you anymore. We're done. I'm good. Not wanting kids shows up on that list, and I put.
What
it
if
right
you already
with,
have them? Is that acceptable? Yeah.
You know,
I have those feelings now.
If
Send them back.
If that's the case, I believe that you should vocalize that. I know that you're kidding, Miles. I am saying that there are people that clearly do not want to have kids as after they have had kids. Make that known.
Look, man, I get it. You know what I mean? I love my kids. I love having my kids. I cannot imagine my life without them. But people that go, I don't want kids. I'm like, I completely get that too.
Exactly.
They had to go home angry yesterday.
Hey.
You're not spending goo gobs of money on something. You know what I mean? Like, I get it.
I have just known people that have grown up and they clearly know that their parents don't want to be parents.
Oh, yeah. You look back on some of those and you're like, man, you had kids either because you were, quote unquote, supposed to.
Exactly.
You did, but you did not.
And now the kid is sitting here left in the dark of like, do my parents actually want me? Like, don't remove all doubt. Just let them know.
It depends when you ask.
Go do your own thing, man. Have fun. But then the number one thing that should be more socially acceptable, I feel like we'll all agree here in this room. Going braless.
Yeah.
Finally, we can burn them. I'm tired of wearing this damn thing.
I can't imagine that. That would suck.
Right?
Yeah, that's just one of those things where I don't envy you.
I sweat enough as it is, man. I don't need a chest plate.
Plus, every woman I've ever known, man, when they get home and pop it, it's just
click.
Oh,
Yes.
okay, you know what I mean? Just like my boobs are free, man.
Back to what you were saying. When you get home, you're in sweatpants. Like, we wear T-shirts. I don't buy tight T-shirts.
Right.
I buy boxer briefs that are loose. Mm-hmm. My pants are loose.
Exactly.
I don't want anything tight. That's why I hate dressing up. Even if it's just like a tight collar or anything tight on my body, I'm like, I hate this.
You have to wear a necktie, it sucks.
Yeah. Look, you hang out with people in the summertime, they're wearing bathing suits. But I don't know why. Sometimes it makes me uncomfortable if, like, I'm around my buddy's wife and she's not wearing a bra, and it's just like, those things are... It's like, I know they're right there. And now it's
Those are wonderful.
Yeah, there's no... Like,
they've always been right there.
Right, but they're contained.
Right.
Like in a T-shirt sitting on the couch. It's like, hey, bro, tell her to put on a damn bra.
Right.
I guess I could calm down.
Right. If you walk by a wall that has a sign that says there's a tiger behind the wall and you hear the growl, it's like, damn, there's a tiger over there.
But the gate's not closed.
But then when you open up the damn gate, it's like, wow.
I'd be the different. I'm walking to a friend's house and go, dude, tell your wife to take a bra off. Come on.
Come on.
Get comfortable.
Live a little.
Live a little.
She'll listen to you.
You're at home. A former hitman concocted a plan to mutilate the man that shot his penis, but something stopped him, Miles.
What was that?
Right.
Vegas Air headlines are coming to 5:50. In the meantime, let's get a contestant on the line for Profile. That's a 206-803-ROCK. Have we made it to drinking time?
Looking for a job is lonely. Endless searching, phone calls that go nowhere, applications that vanish into thin air. What if you could link with dozens of local companies who are hiring right now with just one connection? That's Express Employment Professionals. Find us at expresspros.com. One connection, endless opportunities, and no fees ever for job seekers. Express Employment Professionals. expresspros.com.
It's one thing falling in love with a house, and quite another navigating the world of negotiating, mortgage lenders, and finding the budget that works best for you. Guidance from an agent who's a Realtor can make all the difference, because that's who we are. Realtors are members of the National Association of Realtors.
Listen as Selenia tells us why she chose to vaccinate her daughter.
I definitely felt like the pros far outweighed the cons. The diseases that I am protecting my child against, they're still here. And at the end of the day, it's my job as a mother to keep my child safe.
Talk to your child's doctor and learn more at whyvaccines.com. Brought to you by Merck.
At Metro, get an iPhone 12 with 5G and a dual camera system for $99.99. Take amazing pictures and share them instantly. And don't put up with life's yada yada. Yada yada. Like photo bombers. Zoom, crop out, yada yada. And bye.
You don't take yada yada in life, don't take yada yada from your wireless provider. Get iPhone 12 with 5G with no activation fees and nada yada yada. Only at Metro by T-Mobile. Switch to Metro, bring your ID. This offer isn't available for customers currently at T-Mobile or that have been with Metro in the past 180 days.
You've probably heard about generative artificial intelligence, but are you vigilant to its exploitability?
Generative AI is shaping society and transforming our daily lives. While we want to embrace the potential, we must also set the standards for responsible use and safeguard the future of our digital world. HackerOne employs over 2 million plus ethical hackers, 750 of them specializing in prompt hacking and other AI security and testing. The creative approach taken by a diverse pool of ethical hackers is the best way to discover vulnerabilities. When launching new AI deployments, let HackerOne's AI red teaming address the novel challenges of AI safety and security for your business. AI innovation can only be effective if models are tested for safety and security issues that could cause harm. Make sure your AI models and deployments can't be tricked into providing information beyond their intended use, and that security flaws can't be exploited to access confidential data or systems with HackerOne. Learn more about our AI red teaming today at hackerone.com/AI.
Looking for a job is lonely. Endless searching, phone calls that go nowhere, applications that vanish into thin air. What if you could link with dozens of local companies who are hiring right now with just one connection? That's Express Employment Professionals. Find us at expresspros.com. One connection, endless opportunities, and no fees ever for job seekers. Express Employment Professionals. expresspros.com.
What's up?
Well, it's what's down that's got my attention.
Oh?
Yeah, look at that long snake.
Snake? Oh, traffic. Those are cars.
I know they're cars. I'm being metaphorical. If I were a human, I'd ride that Bel Air airport or shuttle. Look at it. It gets you to SeaTac quickly. You can sleep, look out the window, be productive, and it's in the HOV. Hey, maybe it stands for heading on vacation.
Bel Air Airport or Shuttle with 8 round trips daily. Click airporter.com to book your trip today.
What's up? It's your boy, the Ted Smith from the Men's Room. And did you know I have a podcast? Well, I do. The Podcast. New episodes uploaded every Wednesday on the Odyssey app.
Somebody out there deserves to be recognized. And the Men's Room knows just who it is. So to you, we say, bottoms up, sailor. You're the toast of our shot of the day.
The time it is, and as usual, we head to the drink desk and Stephen Throwhill to find out who we're toasting.
Yes, indeed. Today we toast an anonymous wedding planner from somewhere in the UK. Now, her story picks up after the nuptials, but before the reception. So basically, she's working with some other people as well. She has a headset on, and as she says, the dreaded words, quote, "We have an issue," were spoken through the headset, and she was alerted to the issue. So apparently, on the bride's big day, okay, she was feeling a little bloated and a little gassy, but she took what they call detox shakes, trying to get rid of it, and it worked for her because she managed to walk down the aisle and felt comfortable. But after the nuptials and before the reception, the bride-to-be decided to gamble on a fart. And as they say, the plan backfired when she had diarrhea and ended up ruining her $12,000 dress. But the bride refused to let the incident ruin her day, and she insisted on having a first dance with her husband as guests watched on. But the wedding planner was left horrified as the couple ended up with, quote, poo-stained hands while they fed each other wedding cake.
Oh, my God.
So the bride insisted the show go on despite the smell that was accompanying her out of the bathroom. Being noticed by the groom, the newlyweds performed a choreographed first dance. Well, the planner said, quote, as the groom spun his bride around, hand on her waist, he's squishing the poo up at the insides of the waist trainer and out of the back of the waistband. Yeah. To our horror, we watch as an oily stain spreads across the mid-back of the gown. Oh, and as we're cringing from this, the groom sets his hand firmly in the middle of the poo stain. Now, after the couple fed each other cake, both repulsed at their poo-stained hands, the planner pulled the bride into the support tent to salvage the situation. As she says, she was left sponging down a sobbing, naked bride, while I questioned every life decision that led to this point. Yeah, wedding planning. So we pour this booze and we drink this booze because we think it's yummy.
Yummy!
So over the tongue and down the throat to party in our tummies.
Down the hola bichola!
The Men's Room presents Profile This.
And Stephen Throwhill, could you please tell everyone how Profile This is played?
I sure can, Miles. It's a simple game where we share with you a real-life news story. Something that happened right here on planet Earth. Earth. And as you listen to the story, based on the stereotypes you believe to be true of people and the decisions that people make, We'll ask you what it is you think makes the story a story. Hello, Jack. Welcome to the men's room.
Hey, what's up, guys?
Hola. All right, Jack, you understand how this here game is played?
Yes, sir.
Good, dude? Yes. So today you have your choice of one of three options. We have the wonderful world of drugs. We have Bite Me, in other words, what did someone find in their food? And finally, Autoerotica, where you guess the unusual vehicle that someone decided to use.
We're gonna do Autoerotica.
I keep forgetting that's the song we use. All right, 5 people were injured when a man instigated a pursuit after stealing a vehicle in San Gabriel, California. The man got into the driver's seat of the vehicle and took off from an emergency scene. Police officers located the stolen vehicle and they gave chase. The driver crashed into several vehicles while trying to get away from the officers, but the pursuit ultimately came to an end when the driver crashed. Now, because the suspect crashed into other motorists, 5 people were injured. 3 of those individuals were taken to a nearby hospital. 2 others treated for their wounds at the scene. But according to the police, they described all the injuries as minor. Now, authorities did not release the name of the man who initiated the chase, but they did describe him as a man in his 40s with, quote, an extensive criminal history. He was taken into custody on charges that include felony evading and grand theft auto. But the question is, what was the vehicle that he stole? Again, from an emergency scene. Was it a police car, a fire truck, an ambulance, or a tow truck? So police car, fire truck, ambulance, or tow truck, what did he steal at the scene and drive off?
Well, as a tow truck driver, I guarantee you didn't take the tow truck.
Why do you say that?
Well, most people ain't going to know how to operate it, especially, if you're on a scene.
Oh. Pretty confident, huh?
Okay, then, Jack, I'm taking tow truck. I know tow truck drivers. I'm taking it.
Oh, damn. He jumped off the lawn.
Okay.
Just because I was talking about this last week, Seattle PD, I promise I will never do it. But it's hard to walk by those cars going to a sporting event when they're just on.
Police car?
Yeah.
Police car. We just steal one of their Segways?
I just said to my buddies we're walking in, I go, I would never do it, but isn't it a fantasy to just steal one just to cruise around with the lights on?
Hey, Mike. Mike, why don't you take the place of Jack here? What would you think?
Me?
Yeah.
What were my options one more time?
Police car, fire truck, ambulance, or tow truck?
I think it went for broke. Give me the fire truck.
Oh, I like it.
Truck. Okay.
Maybe it's a
What
rescue squad.
did this guy steal then crash into others? Was it a police car, a fire truck, an ambulance, or a tow truck? We'll find out next.
That was a tease.
At Metro, get an iPhone 12 with 5G and a dual camera system for $99.99. Take amazing pictures and share them instantly. And don't put up with life's yada yada.
Yada yada.
Like photo bombers. Zoom, crop out,
Yada yada.
and bye.
You don't take yada yada in life, don't take yada yada from your wireless provider. Get iPhone 12 with 5G with no activation fees and nada yada yada. Only at Metro by T-Mobile. Switch to Metro, bring your ID. This offer isn't available for customers currently at T-Mobile or that have been with Metro in the past 180 days.
eBay Motors is here for the ride. Remember when you first saw the potential? And then through some elbow grease, fresh installs, and a whole lot of love, you transformed 100,000 miles and a body full of rust into a drive that's all your own. Look to your left. Look to your right. It's official. No one's got a ride like this. There's nothing else that sounds like, feels like, or looks like the set of wheels in your garage. With over 122 million parts, you can make sure your number one ride or die stays running smoothly. So there's no limit to how far you can take it. Brake kits, turbochargers, engines, exhaust kits, roof racks, LED headlights, bumpers, whatever your baby needs, eBay Motors has it. And with eBay Guaranteed Fit, it's guaranteed to fit your ride the first time, every time, or your money back. Plus, at these prices, well, you're burning rubber, not cash. Keep your ride or die alive at ebaymotors.com. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
You've probably heard about generative artificial intelligence, but are you vigilant to its exploitability? Generative AI is shaping society and transforming our daily lives. While we want to embrace the potential, we must also set the standards for responsible use and safeguard the future of our digital world. HackerOne employs over 2 million plus ethical hackers, 750 of them specializing in prompt hacking and other AI security and testing. The creative approach taken by a diverse pool of ethical hackers is the best way to discover vulnerabilities. When launching new AI deployments, let HackerOne's AI red teaming address the novel challenges of AI safety and security for your business. AI innovation can only be effective if models are tested for safety and security issues that could cause harm. Make sure your AI models and deployments can't be tricked into providing information beyond their intended use, and that security flaws can't be exploited to access confidential data or systems with HackerOne. Learn more about our AI red teaming today at hackerone.com/AI.
99.9 KISW. We return to the men's room with Miles and Thrill.
Categories autoerotica. On profile list, we got 5 people who were injured when a man stole a vehicle from an emergency scene. The crash, he then crashed into others and injured them. Question is, what did he steal and then injure the other people with? Did he steal a police car, a fire truck, an ambulance, or a tow truck?
And let us start with D. Ted Smith. You want the old police car. It was not a police car. Mike Hawk, you went with the fire truck.
Ow.
It was not a fire truck. And Miles, you didn't listen to the caller. Called in and said, you can't steal the tow truck. And you said, man, I'm picking a tow truck. And you are absolutely incorrect. He stole an ambulance.
Yeah. Ambulance, huh?
Mm-hmm.
All right.
That's a strange one.
Now, for all TV news all the time, it is time for TV Time with Ted.
And now, because your pathetic life is confined to countless hours in front of a talking box, the Men's Room presents TV Time with Ted.
Today's choices, you got Seth Meyers,
King,
the Jimmies,
Fallon and Kimmel,
Stephen Colbert, Tomlinson, or Ted Smith.
Is it Ted or is it late night?
It's right there. The Twilight guys have teams of talents and writers help them come up with their monologues each and every night. It's up to you to determine, is this an actual late night joke and from whom, or could it be a The Ted Smith original?
For the first time in 200 years, a rare double brood of cicadas is about to emerge in the United States. First an earthquake, then a solar eclipse, now a rare double brood of cicadas outside right now. There's 4 guys on horseback ready to take us to the park.
The Ted Smith. Yes.
Fallon.
For the first time in 200 years, a rare double brood of cicadas is about to emerge in the U.S. First an earthquake, then a solar eclipse, now a rare double brood of cicadas. Also right outside there are 4 guys on horses ready to take us to Central Park. What's going on? What's going on right now?
Costco has been selling gold bars. In fact, they have sold so many and have so much of it that people are worried about an invasion from Europeans.
Come on, the Ted Smith.
Yeah, Ted?
Yeah, that's me.
Yeah, that's a good one.
That's pretty good, right?
That's a good one.
I was pretty happy with that one. I left out one word. TikTok is planning to release a photo sharing app to compete with Instagram. Finally, something to do with the 2 hours you're not on TikTok.
Fallon.
Seth?
Fallon.
TikTok is planning to release a new photo sharing app to compete with Instagram. Finally, something to do with the 2 hours that you're not on TikTok.
A new study shows that half of Americans consider their car to be part of the family, while the other half do know what words mean.
Myers?
Yeah, that's that.
According to a new survey, half of Americans consider their car to be part of the family, while the other half do know what words mean.
People love their cars. We were talking about it earlier.
Yep.
Let's see here. So I think everybody in this room, I don't know if Mike is, but I know Thrill and I for sure are big Saturday Night Live people.
Oh, yeah.
And I've been saying this for years. I'll go blow in the face saying this. Like, Saturday Night Live is a sketch show. Some of them are great. Some of the sketches. Some of them suck. And some of them, honestly, when you watch them, you don't even know if they're going to be, like, you rewatch them again, you're like, oh, that's funny.
Right.
So, but one of the things about Saturday Night Live is there's always kind of recurring characters as long as that cast member is on there. Mm-hmm. Do you guys have any favorite recurring characters?
At this point in time.
The list is all time.
Oh, gosh.
Top 30 recurring characters.
Mr. Robinson's Neighborhood, always enjoyed that.
That was a good one.
What's it? Brian Fellows.
Mm-hmm. Brian Fellows was good. He's not in the top 10.
Who was, oh, God.
Well, they had Wayne's World. I mean, you would think of the classics.
Who was the guy Martin Short always did? Something Grimsley?
Ed Grimley.
Yeah. Ed Grimley, yeah. And that dude cracked me up every time.
Yeah, I must say.
Let's see. Well, let's start on the list at number 10. By the way, the list had a bunch of people on there. Landshark, the Nerds, Gumby.
Debbie Downer, maybe?
Gumby, damn it.
Is she on there? I kind of like that one.
I mean, I don't have the whole list. She didn't make the top 10. Father Gordito Sarducci?
Guido Sarducci.
So number 10 on the list, this one will be pretty simple. They're here to pump.
You up. Hans and Franz.
Hans and Franz. Dana Carvey and Kevin Nealon. Mike, this is probably before your time.
Yeah.
It's awesome. It's just them. I don't know. Are they supposed to be German or?
I'm guessing.
Somewhere in that.
Kind of playing on the Schwarzenegger thing.
Right. And they just have gray, old school gray sweatsuits on, belts. They're like, we're here to pump you up.
They were the fitness version of A Night at the Roxbury.
Right. That's pretty fair. Erwin Mainway of Mainway Toys, Dan Aykroyd. That's even before my time.
I'm not sure about that.
Yeah, I'm not familiar with that one.
Well, you've probably seen some of the skits, right? Where he's like smoking a cig and he's like, yeah, we got these new toys, right? It's like this one, Bag of Glass.
Yes, okay, I have seen that.
Right.
Yeah.
Bag of Glass.
Right? I mean, he's like a sleazy toy guy. That's just like, yeah, your kid will play with this. I kind of forgot about this one. Honestly, Phil Hartman's so famous, sometimes I forget that he was actually started on that.
Right.
Unfrozen Caveman Lawyer.
Yes, I do
So
remember.
same thing. They unfreeze him and this and that. He doesn't fathom everything that's going on.
It's so stupid, but it was funny.
Caveman Lawyer.
Yeah, I know.
It's right there in the title, man.
It is. It's pretty funny. Well, it's funny. Last weekend, I'm forgetting her name. She was a cast member forever.
Kristen Wiig.
So she was on there. So if somebody hosts 5 times, I feel like there's a lot more of them now.
Sure.
But it used to be a big thing. I remember Steve Martin and maybe Martin Short.
Yeah.
Right. It was one of those things like the 5-timers. You get like this robe and smoking jacket. So they just made the whole cold opening, or not cold opening, her whole thing was just basically kind of making fun of that. And at this point, Lorne Michaels is just giving the jackets out to people. Right? So
I've only hosted it 2 times. It's okay.
Yeah, exactly. Rosanna Rosendaner?
Rosanna Dana.
All right, there you go. Gilda Radner. Again, that's a little before my time, so I don't remember that one. Talking about some of the top 10 recurring Saturday Night Live characters. Miles, you should know this one. Otay.
Oh, yeah, Buckwheat.
Buckwheat.
Yeah.
Buckwheat.
Una panuna banga.
Obviously, Eddie Murphy played that character.
Remember when Buckwheat was shot?
Yeah.
Actually, Buckwheat getting shot, look that up.
It is one of the greatest.
It is unbelievable. I have spent, I don't know, I'm not going to say an hour, but I bet at least half an hour showing that video to people at like a party. And we would just get stuck on the computer. Now, I mean, I could date myself, but like now you get stuck on the phone.
Right.
But just like, it's just so stupid.
It is so dumb.
But you also remember this. The president had just been shot.
Right, Reagan had just been shot.
They're basically parroting the fact that the president had just been shot.
Yeah.
It's like Buckwheat gets out and goes, Otay, ha. Buckwheat goes down. I love you.
Ass. Few times I made it. Buckwheat sings the hits, Mike.
Yeah.
Number 5 on the list, the church lady. I've said this before. That's as a small child. That's when I learned the harsh reality that Saturday Night Live. It's like, where's the church lady, Mom?
Well, isn't that special?
Yeah, that's a great skit, actually. And to SNL's credit, some of those things are still very funny and hold up today.
They are.
Next on the list, you already mentioned it. Wayne and Garth, Wayne's World. That's Mike Myers and Dana Carvey. That obviously was a huge movie as well. Huge movie franchise.
Yeah, man.
Next on the list, Matt Foley, motivational speaker. That's Chris Farley. I'm kind of a Chris Farley nut. He kind of based that off like a teacher or somebody he had growing up. And then he had developed that character when he was working at Chicago at Second City and then was like, I'll just bring it over to SNL.
Did he audition with it?
I think he might have auditioned with it, right. Let's see. You brought it up earlier. Mr. Robinson. Again, Eddie Murphy. Now, Mr. Robinson's Neighborhood was completely different.
Yeah.
And Mr. Robinson, right, I remember.
Open up, Robinson.
Yeah.
favorite,
no, the landlord is here.
My favorite line from him is that, today, kids, I'm going to teach you a new word. It's bitch. B-I-T-C-H. Now, I'll give you a minute. Go see your mama and say it. So he waits like, if you got your face slapped, you said it right.
I remember one old school with Eddie Murphy, too. He puts on, like makeup to look like a white guy.
Oh, and gets on the bus and all that.
Gets on the bus, and, like, he doesn't have enough money for the paper, and they're like, just take it. And he's like, oh, wow.
He was white for a day.
Yeah.
What else? Oh, no, it's Juanita.
The number one of the top recurring characters, Blues Brothers. Dan Aykroyd and John Belushi.
I don't remember them being on SNL, but I'm sure they were.
Oh, yeah. That
that's
was
where
their
it started.
Yeah.
They were like the first Wayne's World, essentially, from SNL.
Because typically they would go out and just do music.
Yeah.
As their band. And then, they were in sketches. I just don't remember it.
Yeah, I'm with you. I don't remember seeing the sketches. Obviously, that movie sold. Everybody remembers that.
Mm-hmm.
Which, I mean, Blues Brothers is a good movie. There's a lot of star power in it. We talked about Wayne's World. I'm trying to remember there's Coneheads.
Yeah, Coneheads.
Coneheads was a funny movie. That came from there. I mean, there's some that don't work, but like The Ladies' Man.
Yep.
Funny enough. So
that is right. That movie holds up.
The Ladies' Man?
Yes.
Yeah. So Cavassier.
Mm-hmm. Fish sandwich.
Can I buy you a fish sandwich?
I also just love that he always drank Cavassier.
Yeah.
It's a cognac. Okay. So like Hennessy?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So same thing, but like, let's just say you lived or worked at a liquor store with
Right.
where people like cognac. Like there's Hennessy now has gotten kind of popular where it's like you got to drink the hen dog and this and that. But like I remember when I was working at that liquor store, like there was a division line.
Oh, between Hennessy and Cavassier.
Correct. And like a year or two ago, I was hanging out with some friends of a friend, and they all drink cognac.
All right.
Like ridiculous. But they don't drink beers.
Okay.
And they're Asian. So it's like if somebody pours you one, you got to drink that shot.
You do.
So on the way over, my buddy, and I mean, they had nice bottles of Cavassier. One was like an NBA bottle of Cavassier.
Damn.
Like that VSOP stuff. And my buddy said, hey, be careful. I know how you like to drink. Just be careful because they don't drink beer, but they will pound shots.
Okay.
Oh, I know.
Yeah. Yeah.
Remy, too.
Oh, Remy Martin?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. I know.
Memories.
Yeah. No, I go to a Thai place, and I know the owner. And,
is that the chick who
man, she puts it on me.
Yeah.
I mean, she puts it on me. I'm like, man.
I was at a house party and decided to sing karaoke, and then I don't know how long I spent trying to hit on lesbians. Like, we're lesbians.
It doesn't matter.
I'm drinking that Cavassier. You know how I get. It's just an excuse at all.
You thought about giving it up?
Yeah. There's such tips. Like, sir, you should leave. Like, yeah. I know. A couple weeks ago, I started that series, The Gentleman. I was talking about The Office the other day. If you have Netflix, I highly recommend you watch it. Again, if you like Guy Ritchie, you'll love it. I got, I think, about 1.5 episodes left, so I'll probably finish it off tonight. But it's just that fun, like, his movies are almost like cartoonish gangsters, except
right,
it's
very
real.
Easy to follow. And it's all the action that you want. These are the good guys, these are the bad guys. Here's the caper or the crime or the situation they're trying to avoid. And people are going to shoot each other.
Correct.
Yeah, I mean, that's it. That's what I do.
And I like this one, too, because it keeps, like, kind of, like, every time you think it's kind of done, it's like, oh, no, now this happened, now that happened. And all the characters are very well done. Mike, you will enjoy it, because our guy that runs the chicken places, he's in it as well. From Breaking Bad. I never remember that actor's name. He's awesome.
Giancarlo Esposito.
Yeah. He's awesome.
He's a badass.
He is.
He
is. I forgot he used to be on Homicide. Life on the Street.
And he's always plays roughly the same character, man. He's a cool dude. Mandalorian, he was badass in that.
Yeah, and he's so serious in Breaking Bad about his business. Like, when he's actually evil, he is scary evil. But, like, even when he runs the chicken joint, like, he's just so particular and this and that about everything. Just like, I kind of want to eat that chicken.
It's funny. He apparently
What's that?
You have to be.
Apparently, he's kind of like that in real life. I just read like one quote from him, and I can't remember where he's from originally, but he was just like, I speak English because you only understand English. I speak 5 languages because I understand 5 languages. And there's something the way you said it, just like, I feel stupid. Yeah, I feel dumb. It's just like, that's how it is.
Yeah, well, that's like Jose, the special one. I can't think of his name. He's a famous soccer manager in Europe, right?
All right.
Marino. He's won a lot of places, this and that. But that's one of the things. He coaches in Europe, but sometimes when you coach in Europe, people run into issues because
so many different languages.
Correct, right? You got to learn a few. He knew 6 languages.
Damn.
He could dress down and talk to each player on his team. Like, basically, and I want to say 6. He might have known more. But basically, he was like, unless you came from somewhere with a real strange dialect, like,
I know it.
I know what you're speaking. I could speak it as well. And like anybody, think about it. If you've ever traveled outside the country or so, and somebody just goes, "It's okay, I speak English." It's a life.
It's a relief.
It's a relief. So I can imagine being a professional footballer. The coach is like giving instruction and then speaks it to you in French or whatever. Like that's gonna be awesome.
Yeah, it goes a long way.
Kazoo tight.
Thank you, Ted. We appreciate it. You're listening to The Men's Room.
This episode is brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Whether you love true crime or comedy, celebrity interviews or news, you call the shots on what's in your podcast queue. And guess what? Now you can call them on your auto insurance too with the Name Your Price tool from Progressive. It works just the way it sounds. You tell Progressive how much you want to pay for car insurance, and they'll show you coverage options that fit your budget. Get your quote today at Progressive.com to join the over 28 million drivers who trust Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Price and coverage match limited by state law.
Listen as Selenia tells us why she chose to vaccinate her daughter.
I definitely felt like the pros far outweighed the cons. The diseases that I am protecting my child against, they're still here. And at the end of the day, it's my job as a mother to keep my child safe.
Talk to your child's doctor and learn more at yvaccines.com. Brought to you by Merck.
There are any number of reasons you might consider selling your home. That's where an agent who is a realtor comes in to navigate the process to sell your home in a way that's right for you. Because that's who we are. Realtors are members of the National Association of Realtors.
The Men's Room returns with Miles and Thrill. Now, let's see what's happening in the real world.
All right, here we go. Pet owners realize their dog ran off to try to join the terrible Chicago football team. Meanwhile, a man says he's willing to forgive man who shot him, where the peaches make the cream. Sad man who stops to buy crummy salad wins $1 million in cash. Bank robber wants to get pizza after taking the bank stash. And Pasadena police look for thieves who keep stealing their street poles, like the light poles in downtown Pasadena. It's time for your headline.
Now, it's time to hit the headlines. Here's my car.
Top story. We got over to the UK where a gangster told a feel-good-ish story. On a podcast talking about his life as a hitman, he detailed about how he was was fearless in the face of anybody that he deemed to be his enemy. Talked about how, I would take on anybody. I'd take on 5, 10, 15, 20, 30 people at a time, right? One such encounter happened as he was collecting money from a rival for a watch, and the man pulled a gun on him. His head got the better of him, and he challenged the rival, which ended with him getting shot multiple times, with at least one landing right on the goalpost.
Nope.
Yeah. After being maimed in the encounter, also left him without an eye. The guy shot him right through the eye and left him for dead.
Yeah, I saw his picture.
Goodness gracious, dude. After getting maimed by the encounter and left for dead, he began to plot his gory revenge against the rival, which is when he got a phone call from his daughter's school. They had found out about his violent past and asked if it would be a problem to their students. And remembering how his son reacted to finding out about his line of work and not wanting to experience the same thing with his daughters, he dropped the matter altogether and focused on being a father.
Well, good for him.
I mean, hey.
Old one-eyed pappy.
Right. Y'all need to... Everybody turns a leaf at some point, I guess. Yeah.
I like that it's the kid's school. Not your daughter, but,
right.
The kid's school.
The kid's school. And it just... Criminy.
I watch a couple English gangster shows.
Yeah.
There's one character you really like, but he is a ruthless, ruthless criminal.
Sure.
And it's funny, I can't remember if it's his daughter or his little sister. And some people know that he takes her to school sometimes. Yeah.
In other news, authorities down in Oregon are investigating a possible double robbery. The story goes that that a local bank was the victim of a robber that handed the teller a note demanding money from the till. The teller gave the robber an undisclosed amount of money, and he made his escape. Subsequently, a nearby Domino's was also robbed by a thief in the area, and they believe it to be the same man that robbed the bank.
Are you kidding?
You're asking
Wait,
me
you
what
didn't
they
have
make
money?
it forward.
Right. You just got it.
You think he did, because it was really close. I think it was like across the street or something like that.
Bro, it gets some distance, one. Two, you have the cash.
Right.
You just robbed the bank.
You think he just doubled down is all?
I guess. Like he felt so good about the bank robbery, like,
Right.
I'll knock over Domino's.
That just seems weird. To knock off a bank and then be like, and a Domino's.
Right.
Well, I'm hungry. All that adrenaline.
And I do believe that those places do have cash in the till, and there is money to be stolen from those tills. Sure. At the same time, I feel like most of the money that they earn is all electronic. So at that point, maybe he steals a pizza that's at the ready, maybe some extra stuff. Like that would be my go route. That would be what I do. You know, you steal your big money from the bank, and then you just grab a pie from the Domino's, and then you take off.
I think I would just go home, order pizza, and tip really well.
That's a good call, dude.
But Mike, I'm with you.
Right?
Like it's like I'll tip in cash, but it is rare that I think I pay for the pizza in cash.
Right. Which you know that they have to have cash in those tills because somebody's going to come in and pay cash. So there is money to be jacked there for sure, but I just feel like that's out of style these days.
Especially after the bank. Let me go to Domino's. Yeah, okay. That's thinking.
Stole a Ferrari and then a 99 Civic.
Look, it happened at my house. I had some people over, whatever, and my friends were going outside to smoke. The Domino's guy showed up. My buddy was like, all right, I'll take him. And he was like, no, man, he's got to pay for him. And he's like, oh, he's paying with cash. I didn't even think about it.
And just in case those stories left a bad taste in your mouth.
Thankfully, there's good news.
Luckily, we actually have quite a few today. It turns out that nature isn't always as brutal as we know it to be. A family in Russia had to resort to tech to find their missing dog. The family husky had run off from the property and had managed to get so far away that they needed to up their game to find him. They had deployed a drone in their possession and flew around the open fields and woods in the area in search of their missing companion, only to find it in the midst of a family of brown bears nearby.
Oh.
Yeah. Luckily, the dog seemed to be in no immediate danger other than the obvious, as it was running around the family, even attempting to play with some of the younger bear cubs in the group.
Yeah, I like this dog.
Right? The family shared the video online, and it's since gone viral on social media, and it is wild. This dog acts like it's his best friend's like, what up, dude? And he's bouncing into him, and he's weaving in and out. The bears do not give a damn. They're just walking.
I guess at that point, they're not a threat. It's just stupid, but
Exactly.
okay.
Exactly.
Maybe they like him.
Right. Hey, it's Terry. Let's go. Terry.
Yeah, right? Like, yeah. They're just like, well, he's a dog, but man, we like him. Let him in.
He's a bear now.
Yeah.
Let's go. Over in Rochester, we've got a story that we've got to go back in time. Back in 1978, a 22-year-old earth science teacher at a local junior high regaled his students with a prediction that in the year of 2024, celestial bodies would cross paths to create a solar eclipse that would be in full view in their area, and even promised to host an event for those students so they could all watch together. He spent years knowing that prediction and promising students in class after class after class a watch party for the local eclipse. And fast forward to 2024, he got in contact with a couple of students who then spread the word, bought a ton of special sunglasses, and hosted upwards of 100 students at his home.
That's awesome.
To make good on his promise and watch the eclipse.
Awesome.
That is actually really cool.
I thought that was a really neat story. Mr. Hill, would you say that good things come from eating salad?
Would I?
Yeah.
No.
Okay, well, it was for a man in Nebraska. On the road one day, the man decided that he would stop off at a local market shop to buy himself a pre-made salad for the next day's lunch. While in the shop, he also felt the gambling bug bite, and he bought himself a Mega Millions ticket, which happened to hit for $1 million on the jackpot.
Nice.
A salad led to $1 million in his pocket.
If you looked at a picture of this guy from Nebraska, and you said, did he get a hot dog? Did he get a big bite or a piece of pizza or a salad or whatever? And you could win $1 million if you guess correct.
Right.
Nobody would get it.
No one would get it.
Nobody.
As far as the Men's Room IPA continues to spread around the Pacific Northwest, we got an email from Jason that he bought Men's Room IPA at Patty Cohn's Irish Pub in Bellevue. Actually has it on tap over there.
Great bar.
Yes.
I have a buddy that bartends during the day over there. Like, awesome spot. They have really good food.
All right.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Patty Cohn's over in Bellevue.
In Bellevue. Yeah.
Nice.
My buddy, so you know what, I need to text him.
And then we also got a text that it's at B&E Meats in Burien. And keep in mind that you can find a comprehensive list of locations on the Men's Room page of KISW.com. Men's Room Sports.
What up, Todd?
Kraken took care of business last night, hosting the Coyotes, coming out ahead in a major shutout victory, 5-0 at home.
Aren't the Coyotes like the worst team?
I mean, we lost in the last time.
We may have.
We did. We lost in overtime last time, yes, and they're like the worst.
So let's
team in
just
the league.
beat somebody.
So good job. We're limited to the playoffs, but we won one, damn it. As far as the Mariners,
we're limited to playoffs. We kicked crap out of them.
That's right. As far as the Mariners, they performed as expected and fell to the Blue Jays for Game 2 last night, with the last of the series taking place earlier today. Believe it or not, the Bats came alive in the 10th inning, and they managed to walk away with a win 6-1, not getting swept by the Blue Jays in Toronto. Good job, boys. They'll be back home for a series against the Cubs here in just a couple days. As far as your weather, things are cooling down to the mid-40s tonight and staying clear into tomorrow, where we can expect sunny skies and low 50 temperatures for most of the day, with a chance of some rain tomorrow night. And that is it for your headlines. With that, Mike Hawk is out.
See you next time. Head Chef is back with Ted's Meat and Potatoes, and of course, we'll play a little Big Dummy.
Yes, indeed, it's all true, but in the meantime, well, we be all about this bitch. So until next time, please do what you do best. And for Aletha's sake, stay beautiful.
The Men's Room has been taped before a live studio audience. Wardrobe and makeup provided by Mantastic Limited. This has been a presentation of the Men's Room Radio Network. Oh, man! A Double Flush production.
At Metro, get an iPhone 12 with 5G and a dual camera system for $99.99. Take amazing pictures and share them instantly. And don't put up with life's yada yada.
Yada yada.
Like photo bombers. Zoom, crop out,
Yada yada.
and bye.
You don't take yada yada in life, don't take yada yada from your wireless provider. Get iPhone 12 with 5G with no activation fees and nada yada yada. Only at Metro by T-Mobile. Switch to Metro, bring your ID. This offer isn't available for customers currently at T-Mobile or that have been with Metro in the past 180 days.
This episode is brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Whether you love true crime or comedy, celebrity interviews or news, you call the shots on what's in your podcast queue. And guess what? Now you can call them on your auto insurance too, with the Name Your Price tool from Progressive. It works just the way it sounds. You tell Progressive how much you want to pay for car insurance, and they'll show you coverage options that fit your budget. Get your quote today at Progressive.com to join the over 28 million drivers who trust Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Price and coverage match limited by state law.
There are any number of reasons you might consider selling your home. That's where an agent who is a realtor comes in to navigate the process to sell your home in a way that's right for you. Because that's who we are. Realtors are members of the National Association of Realtors.